Good late afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to what feels like Groundhog's Day. This is my my semi-flat core survival world where I'm attempting to survive what seemed impossible only a few months ago. Hardcore super flat. There was no bonus chest, yet despite that I've managed to get wood, and today I have two clear objectives. I want to get oak trees so I can get apples, and I want to get my hands on some gold because I think those two things together would go just great. And I figured the only way that I can get both of these pieces of luck, because for gold I need lightning to strike over by my pigs, and for oak trees, or for apples, I need oak trees, which I can only get from the Wandering Trader. I need luck in two separate ways, and so how better to get the luck than to be a lobster? We all know that lobsters are the luckiest animal. I mean, you know, if we think about it logically, unlike most animals, you know, the lobster gets to be part of the finest cuisines. You know, imagine your whole life going and you ending up just putting a meat grinder somewhere. No fun. Whereas the lobster gets to be part of the lobster roll, what is widely appreciated as the finest cuisine man can buy. And so if I could be so lucky, I hope that even if I'm gonna die today, which very well may happen, I may well be nothing, but yeah, we're gonna hope for the best. Also, it's not a crab hat, Vera. It's clearly a lobster hat. Look at the claws. Actually, what is the difference between a crab and a lobster? Maybe it is a crab hat. If it's a crab hat, then we're screwed. I think a lot of people do like crab, but like, you know, like in the same way a lot of people like murder.
Hello, I'm taught you cat, not, and this is survival super flat semi-hardcore. Today we will try and get past day 59 without dying. For the third time.
We're playing Groundhog's Day Minecraft, and it's going very well so far. Anyway, hello everyone. How are you doing? There's a fun YouTube bug right now where views aren't being counted, and so I have no idea how many of you there are, but if you hit like on the stream, again, this isn't a convoluted way to get you to like the stream, although I'll take it if it's a nice bonus. If you hit like on the stream, I'll know that you are a person who is here. So if you want for that to be there for me, hit like on the stream. Literally, I know like YouTubers used to say like, favorite, subscribe, all that noise, but genuinely there's very little benefit to me if you like the stream. You know, like I don't get more anything. In the day, maybe more people would get recommended this, but that doesn't happen anymore. And instead, I'm just telling you because then I get to know how many of you there are right now. And according to YouTube, there is 0 of you liking the stream. Well, I guess never mind. There goes that ploy for attention. But more seriously, I hope that there are at least 3 of you here and you're not in my imagination. Good to see you, Dasher. Good to see you, Adam Sony. Good to see you, Pogo and Dan Marsh and Ash Starlight. My future wife and I are getting married in Minecraft as well as in real life. Oh, that's really cool. I have known people to get married in Minecraft before, but it's cool that it's happening to you right now. So chat, I know this is insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But I do know that what I have to do, very crucially, is finish off my mob grinding farm. It's an easy farm to build. I've done it before. I'll do it again. And I also know that what I need to do is to probably pathway up a lot of this area to get mobs further away from my house. However, I'm going to do those in a strategic order. So let's build. So we're going to put away some items. We've got some gunpowder we don't need. We've got a shovel that I'm just going to be honest, I'm not using. Then I'm going to make myself a shovel I will be willing to use because it's made out of wood, which I have a decent number of. Then we're gonna shovel off a little bit of dirt from over here because we need that to finish our farm. And then we're going to have our mob grinder going. It's going to be great. So it now says 73 likes for me. I think YouTube's removal of the public dislike thing is such an interesting change because I want to know how many dislikes there are. You know, it used to be back in the day, like a point of like funny to be like, I can't believe 4 people have disliked already. Now I don't know how many people have disliked it. You know, what if that the dislike button was such good feedback? I don't know what I'm going for right now. But you know, if I sound like I'm saying something stupid, it's because I'm a crab. Don't schluck it up this time, Choi Bat, says Captain River. We found our first dislike there. What silly decisions have you made recently? Oh, glad you asked, Dasher. I recently bought myself... So, I've started... I've been ordering groceries more recently via the most expensive, least efficient way to get them. You know, the equivalent of Uber Eats that we have here. And what's fun is, because it is such a high profit margin, you know, like way of ordering things, because, you know, if you go to the store, everyone knows what things should cost. But if you're on the app and it says, oh yeah, Pepsi costs £1.70, you're like, well, my options are pay £1.70 or don't get Pepsi. You know, they're both pretty bad options. Also, I think I'm going to eat the rotten... Actually, I'm just going to drop the rotten flesh. I'm going to eat carrots. Carrots are better for me than this anyway. But, so, yeah, today, what I decided to do is just look through all the goofy drink options. Because, like, who's paying £1.70 for Pepsi Max no caffeine? And instead what I found was... Because I love getting weird beverages, chat. You might know this about me. It's like, realistically, if you ever tip, it's where your money's going to go. It's on a lobster roll, or it's a weird flavored beverage. And so I found this. It's called Hip Hop. And I don't know if you can see it. But it's CBD kombucha. Kombucha is already a ridiculous drink. It just tastes like but it's CBD flavored. So CBD, just be clear, if you are... I think most people would be there. Like, you know, people who are really into their, like, you know, drugs are like, yeah, man, it's like... But like, it's... CBD is the non-active part of weed. So you're allowed to sell it, even in the UK, where weed is strictly regulated. You're allowed to just put it in a drink and sell it. And people buy it for the placebo effect. Again, as far as I can... Some people get real benefit, but that's because the placebo effect is real. It's not the... You know, there's no placebo on the placebo effect. If you feel the placebo effect, that's great. That is a good sign for you, I guess. So I'm going to get on this side of it. Then I'm going to make a bunch of cherry planks real quick. Make some slabs real quick. I made too many slabs. It's fine. Then I'm going to make 32 cherry trapdoors, and we're going to run up. We're going to try and get this done as quickly as possible. But yeah, so it's just this is the most, like, over-the-top silly drink, but it was 30 pence more than, you know, the most bog standard. You could buy 20 of them for a couple quid. I mean, actually, probably more like 3 or 4 now. But, you know, like, it was basically only 30p more, and so I bought an overpriced drink that I know isn't going to taste good, solely because I didn't want to spend too much money on something that I did want. And I guess that's my silliest decision recently. I would love to tell you I regret it, but genuinely, 0 regrets. Okay, now we're going to place our trapdoors down. Just a few of them for now. So this is 5. No, that's 6 trapdoors. And then we'll do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the right number. We're going to get most of these placed down, nice and easy. And then this side we can do now too, because we're going to later move that in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the same, but over here. So now let's move around all of the water and all of the dirt here. I happen to be very lucky in that I already have some of it existing right here. So I remove these blocks, and we're good to go. Oh yeah, I literally just removed the dirt here. It's easy. So, yeah, CBD actually has anti-inflammatory practice. It's just non-psychoactive. Oh, yeah. So, I've heard, to be clear, yeah, there is meant to be some benefit in that way to some people that can be theoretically proven, but I would say it doesn't.
Placebo effect me is thinking I'm a great builder with my dirt hut. Smiling face with hearts emoji.
You know what, XG? Don't let anyone tell you you're not a great builder with your dirt hut. Honestly, I have to say, I've seen enough boring, generic, good builds in Minecraft. You know what gets me way more excited is seeing someone's bad builds. Seeing someone's, like, they put their heart and their soul into an idea. And even when it doesn't work, I love seeing that so much more. I think we need a movement of appreciation for that. We need a way for people to understand that, like, yeah, if you build bad, actually that's basically better than if you don't build bad. Anyway, now let's place this over here, and we're gonna have to fill this whole side in, which means we're putting that water somewhere. So I'll place this in there and then just place it back. That works for now, I guess. So yeah, I'm getting some real deja vu working on this internet, but it's important that I do it anyway. Also, it's good to see you, XG. It was really cool to learn that you worked on the McDonald's. It was so cool to learn you worked on the McDonald's collab, the add-on for it. I think it's so cool how Minecraft, like, on the abstract, a part of me says, wow, Minecraft has commercialized like crazy. And that's kind of understandable for, you know, big game of any form, right? But it also feels a bit like, ooh, yeah, this is our little cute thing that's turned into this very not cute thing in some ways. But the moments where I'm like, oh yeah, but that's real cool, are ones where you have stuff like, you know, like You know, like getting to work on McDonald's must have been so cool. Or getting to work with such a big company of any form. It's a weird thing, right? But everyone has this kind of like attitude of like, yeah, when you work for most places, it's just like, you know, you do the thing and then you go out there and, you know, but when you work for, you know, like the big leagues in a real way where they need you, it's like, yeah, look at me, it's what's the word for that? It's like self-actualization. Makes you really realize that you are a real person in a way that's useful. By the way, yeah, CBD is great. It also helped my dog. So again, I'm not here to debate the merits of CBD. Some people do find that there is some benefits to it according to this live stream, and if you get benefit from anything, that's great. But I also think that, you know, like people get benefit from like, I guess this is my most strong opinion, which we'll come back into later. I guess what's the word? Like, am I an anti-medicalist, maybe? It's one of my weirdest opinions, definitely. But it's definitely one of my more controversial ones, too. Because I do think one of the craziest problems we have in the world, like, genuinely, like, at the very top of, like, things that we don't know how to solve as a society, is that the amount we spend on what you can categorize into healthcare is rising each year. And so that is a problem if you're in an insurance-based system like the US, because it means people have to spend more each year because insurance covers everyone. But it's a problem if you live in, you know, universal healthcare land, because it means that, you know, your taxes can either fund fewer other things, you know, we can build fewer roads because we have to. There's a whole world of like, I don't know what the solution is. But I'll use it to justify why I'm not just a crazy person until I can explain this more later. But for now, Toy Cat should do a somersault so we can be a lobster roll. Why would somersaulting make me into a lobster roll? Am I too out of touch to understand that one? Okay, so now now we're gonna put our slabs here, just to make sure that the light can get through to that bottom layer, and so we don't end up with random mobs in there like we have until now. Boom, done. Okay. So now we've got a ton of dirt. We'll also fill in this random block that exists there. We'll pick up these blocks too, and if there's any creepers, I'll get them. But I don't need to. Okay, chat. So this is the great news. Every time, the last 2 times I played this world and died, I had the water. So I'm going to drink this now. Oh yeah, it tastes like a plant. Peak design. Look at that. You can actually see the light is coming through this bottom layer now. Actually, it looks like it's coming from over there. Maybe it has to be a bottom slab for this to work. I feel like it's definitely dark right here, but it's getting dark in general, so who's to say? Toy Cat has already forgotten the hat he's wearing. You mean the lobster hat is not forgotten? Excuse you. That is not an accurate description of events at all. So yeah, tonight what I'm going to do is work on a couple of important things. I think I should destroy this chunk in its entirety, because I need a few blocks of dirt anyway. I've got like a stack and a bit, but I could do with some more. And then I want to start placing some torches under there. Yeah, I guess we'll use redstone torches for it. And so if we kill some witches tonight, that would be great. Also, oh, shovel time. Perfect. So I need these shovels anyway. Over here, I clearly need to mine this down to bedrock. There's no point having it not be that way. And then the rest will be great. What horrific drink did you get at one time? Beets and garlic juice. I think my least favorite drink ever, it might have been a Christmas Day stream a couple of years ago. I got turnip juice, and I'm still just absolutely over it. So, yeah, Larry's just chilling on your head. You know what? Yeah. Excuse you, Internet. I'm allowed to have hobbies, and my hobby is collecting lobsters for my head. You know, what's your hobby? I bet it's nowhere near as interesting. So as you can see, slimes are spawning here. It's a problem. A problem that could be easily solved, but I don't want to because these are my 2 least favorite mobs back to back. So let's just not deal with either of them. That is my solution. Cereal doesn't fill my stomach, says Zelia. How does that relate to lobsters at all? I mean, I guess you might be my lobster, Zelia. Yeah, no, I want to go on record as saying cereal is the dumbest thing that you know, like, as society, we basically destroy and reinvent things every, like, 25 years. Cereal has lasted too long without a major, you know, change. The one thing we've gotten in the last 10 years is those weird, like, high protein, low what is it? High protein, low fat, low carbs. Yeah, high protein, low carb cereal. I want to say Magic Spoon, but better brands are available. But like, you know, there's like, that's the one cereal innovation we've had. Everything else has been worthless. Anyway, yeah, chat. Today's going to be, I'm going to tell you about all my goals that I've got. Basically, it is feeding a lot of pigs and mining a lot of dirt and also chopping a lot of trees. I've got 3 tasks now instead of 1. It used to just be moving around the dirt. Now I can do 3 things. Imagine the days when I can do 5 things, chat. It's scary to imagine. How will I keep track of which one I'm meant to be doing? So I'm going to kill the skeleton next, assuming I can. Oh, that might be a tricky move. And then we're also going to make the hole into the pig pen easier for me to do. Because right now it is a real problem. Or I could just do it right now with some slabs. Oh no, I want some trapdoors. It's too late. It's fine. So we'll put the sticks together to free up 1 inventory slot. And then I'll do nothing else because I'm too full. Then I'm going to replace this with my raw beef. Eat my raw beef. There we go. And then I'll eat these 2. Actually, I won't eat these. This will make my life worse. And yeah, basically, I want to make sure I have as many pigs in here because I want to get gold. But yeah, outside of like the occasional like thing, you all know exactly what we're up to, which means I can talk about cereal as much as I want to. Okay, chat. This is what I want to do on this Friday evening, if you'll allow me. And if you won't allow me, then guess what? I'm still going to do it anyway. So yeah, cereal is such a dumb first meal of the day. We live, you know, again, assuming that you want to live in a society of abundance. If you want to live in a sad society, you know, where everyone gets less than they did before, then don't worry, you know, you just hang out, you know, stop voting or something, you know, like do your very best to make that happen. But if you want to live if you want to live in the future world where we take advantage of the things that we're improving on, we have improved food so much in the last like I can't even stress how few years it's been. Oh, bad skeleton. We've improved food so much. And then you mean to tell me that cereal, basically the same as it was 100 years ago. And you know what's crazy about cereal? For all the blandness that it has, for all the genericness that there is, you have to pour milk, you know, like it's a super high-fat ingredient onto like a very sugary cereal. It doesn't taste that good. If you just eat cake for breakfast, you're having basically the same macronutrients, and you're going to enjoy yourself so much more. Like if you're eating cereal, then I'm sorry, but that's the equivalent of saying, yeah, Netflix raised the price to $79.99 a month, but I don't want to cancel because, you know, what if I miss the next season of Bridgerton or whatever? That's what you sound like, you know. It's like if you'll just do whatever, whenever. If you ignore the price, you know, I feel like there's groups of people out there that are like, yeah, I don't even know what prices are. Numbers don't make sense to me. Then yeah, spend £4 on a box of cereal that you don't even enjoy that much. But otherwise, spend £4 on a big cake, cut it into 16ths, have one of those for breakfast. You know what's crazy is that I've seen the science. A slice of pizza, a pepperoni pizza, is better for you because at least it has some protein in, you know. And therefore, as a result, all I'm saying is, you know, eat pizza for breakfast, eat cake for breakfast, or literally eat anything else that's better for you than cake or pizza, probably better for you than your cereal. Or, unless cereal is like a godlike treat on the level of those things, it's what you've got to do. Yeah, very cool hat. I think streaming devices for those incapable of sailing the 7 seas. You know, so I think that the internet is going back that way, Jaden. And I think it's the inevitable, like... It's the weird thing about, I would say the weirdest bit about how the, like, at no other product do people say, like, legitimately, right? No other product do people say, yeah, when prices get too high, I steal it. And I'm, you know, again, I'll fully count myself in that. Like, as a teenager, when the only way to get access to these things was spend a bunch on a TV subscription that your parents had to buy. Yeah, I had no choice. If I wanted to watch Suits or if I wanted to watch whatever else, I didn't have a choice. Your choices are watch for free or don't watch at all. And genuinely, movies, you know, TV studios would rather you watch for free than not at all. In the same way that I'm sure some percent of you didn't get ads watching this video, much happier with you doing that than, you know, your internet going down and you having to play solitaire. 1% preventing death, 99% running around. Exactly. It's the dream. I'm trying to look for witches though, because I want to get some redstone torches up in here. There's a witch there, but I don't know how to. I guess I'll just make a crafting table to make sure I don't lose her, and then I'll make myself a sword. Oh damn it! See, I hate the way despawning works on Bedrock. I looked away for a split second and she's gone. It's fine though. It's entirely fine. I'm very happy. If they're happy, then I'm happy. Okay, so now let's use some of our slabs, because we've got too many anyway. And let's work on building this. And we'll do the occasional wipeout of the zombies. Because we got like 7 zombies right here. Like, if we kill them, we might get some iron. Which does seem quite worthwhile. So let's do it. We've got the wooden swords for a reason. Let's put it to some use. In fact, it's actually better to literally just stack 2 blocks up. And then I don't think they can hit us, but we can still hit them. And as long as we don't get hit by the skeleton, or indeed a rowdy zombie, then it works just great. Look at this, chat. 5 zombies dead. Takes no time at all. And it means I can get back to what I actually wanted to do over here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be using these shovels to make these blocks into pathways, just to prevent any mob spawning. Then I'm going to put those into pathways, and then I'm going to put redstone torches everywhere to stop mob spawning. Hopefully, all of that together makes my mob grinder actually work. Please run away. Or please go away. Actually, let's get this creeper into my big hole over there. Maybe I should bring a couple creepers in. Because I'm trying to get rid of dirt anyway. Why not just explode some of it away? How often do you stream? Is it a scheduled thing? I keep missing these. I do schedule these a little bit in advance. So if you go to the unlisted live streams playlist, link down below. If you just check it. Oh, I wanted to blow him up, not kill him. Me if I'm a, very conscionable terrorist. Anyway, the important thing is that I list when the streams are going to happen in the unlisted live streams playlist. If you want to know otherwise, it's kind of tricky because genuinely I think if streaming was my full-time gig, or if I treated it like it was realistically, then we could just be like, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I try setting stream times like that, but I enjoy it a lot less. And weirdly, I think with streaming, if you enjoy I used to think back in the day, when YouTubers would complain about burnout, it's like, okay, if you're enjoying it less, it's a good thing that you're making less content. That's a good balance on that one, right? Find the right, whereas I feel like with. Or maybe YouTube is a good example too of something where you don't want to watch someone who's miserable. But if my job was making sandwiches, I think I should still make the sandwiches even if I am unhappy. Maybe that's a controversial stance. Maybe some would say that's not it. Also, Dasha says you've been craving meat so much recently. Yeah, I had a big wave of it yesterday. I ordered some. With my very questionable 2-pound drink it's gonna make me anti-inflamed, which is nice, but it just tastes like plants. Do you know how beer tastes like hops? Oh my god, that is a lot of mobs. I'm gonna need to do something about that. I don't know what the something is, but I know it has to be done. So I'm gonna go to the top actually, and I'm gonna hope that no mobs follow me up there. They might knock me down, but I can survive the fall, and I've got a water bucket anyway. See, look at that. Not even a concern for me, chat. I'm just too good at my job. But yeah, I feel like streaming is one of the things where, if I'm not enjoying it, you're not enjoying it. And so that's why it's tricky to, overschedule it. Because I think a lot of... the thing that helped me best on YouTube, if I am allowed to say that I've, done some amount of success over the years. I know that's a little bit arrogant, but I think the thing that helped most with it is working out that, really early on, a lot of YouTubers would have Monday to Friday upload schedules, then take the weekend off. And think to themselves, yeah, that's clever. It's like a real job or whatever. But what I would do is I would upload every day, or back in the day, twice daily. With that, in the early days, the way I did it was by making 3 to 4 videos a day, and then being ahead enough that today's video doesn't depend on me doing work today. I'm working on, Wednesday's video today. And just that one thing alone means that if this video doesn't do well, if this video goes poorly, it doesn't record right or whatever, I'm not like, well, I either have to upload it or I have to not get paid today. Because that puts you in a real rough position as a creator. Like, if you upload it anyway, then, you know, like, people don't like the video. If you, you know, like, you want to be happy, you want to be at least thinking it's a good video. If you think a video is bad before you even upload it, then you've already failed, right? Yeah, semi-hardcore is wild, says Richard. You know, you're welcome. I know you love wild, Richard, and that's why I did it. I swear by pickle juice when I'm feeling run down. I think any substance that will rejuvenate, like, I don't know, like, anything that makes you go, like, oh, and kind of, like, knocks you out of your, like, you know, moment and into, like, doing other stuff will be useful. Anyway, sorry, my point here. I think after 1.92 million subscribers, it's not arrogance, it's facts. Thank you, Cat Beanie. I appreciate that sentiment a lot. I think there still is, like, you know, if I can still be, okay, perfect. If I can still choose to double down on my comment anyway, I think there is an argument, right, that being, I guess, like, you know, when you come across as arrogant, someone will be along to say, like, well, you know, you got 1.92 million subscribers, but now you're only, like, the, you know, the 68th most watched YouTube, Minecraft channel. Not YouTube, I think I'm, like, top 60,000, maybe, if I'm lucky. But, like, I think in the Minecraft space, maybe in the top 100. I don't even know that for sure. I'm entirely vibing that one, because how do you even define what is a Minecraft channel or not? Does Mr. Beast's Minecraft channel count? Anyway, oh no, we messed that up. We messed that up. So we want to go one more block curve back, and then we'll place them. But, yeah, I think there's a really interesting problem in that, like, yeah, if you present something as being real big, people want to tear it down. So I just try to present things as they are. And to my genuine perspective, I feel like, yeah, you know, like, is 1 point, you know, whatever million a lot? And it's like, well, yeah, it kind of depends on your space. This is the thing I find most interesting when it comes to, it's the eternal thing about taxes that is interesting to me. Is that if you ask people, like, oh yeah, do you think that people should pay more? And people will be like, well, yeah, of course. Like, we need to, you know, fund that NHS. We need to. And people ask, like, would you be willing to pay more? It's like, no, only people higher up than me. But, like, people feel like there are people higher up than them that are, like, the real wealthy, literally the whole way up the wealth spectrum. And it's fascinating because the same is true for success. I remember thinking back when I started YouTube, if I ever got 2 million views a month, if I ever got that many views a month, like, that would be insane. I'd be set for life, basically. Like, I was like, that level of, like, man, there is... How much... Could you even go any higher? Why would you want to, you know? You'd be, like... Only, like, the super mega celebrities would ever even need to. But then, you know, there's the... You know, I think, you know, I hit that figure, like, back in 2017 or something. I was like, whoa. But then it's like, well, you know, now the channels that were making 2 million back in that day are getting, like, you know, 5 million now. And, like, basically, it's the same with, like, YouTube subscribers. When I first started YouTube, getting 1 million subscribers, genuinely, there was a single-digit number of channels that had done it. And every time, and then, like, towards the end, it was a double-digit number. But every new channel that hit 1 million was like, wow, they did that? I didn't even know. You know, like, it's like... Whereas now, like, hitting 1 million subscribers is like, oh, yeah, good job, I guess. Hitting 10 million, I wanna congratulate the, I think it's Camman, the Shorts guy. He just hit 10 million on Shorts. On YouTube Shorts alone, you know? Which is really, really crazy. But it's also, like, indicative of, like, oh, yeah, you can hit 10 million subscribers on Shorts, you know, by uploading... Like, the entire game... What it means to be a subscriber has changed so much over that time that, like, you know, you could argue the 1.9 million subscribers I have are kind of worth less now. Because back in the day, people wanted to subscribe, almost, you know? I think that's fair to say. Like, if you liked a channel, you would subscribe. If you... Also, crab hats are a status symbol. Yeah, I know for a fact, like, when it comes to subscribers or, like, you know, like, money or anything, I know that I'm nowhere near the top. When it comes to lobster hats, excuse you, when it comes to lobster hats, I know that I'm in the top 0.01%. I feel pretty good about it, too, if I'm being honest. It's one of my proudest accomplishments. I think about it a lot. Let's be clear. You're so famous, yet many people don't know you in the Minecraft space. Says Zelia. I'm actually surprised when people do know me. Whenever I like go to events, there's always someone who's like, ah, yeah, it's cool to meet. You know, I watched your your geography videos, or like, like, oh yeah, the news stuff. That's gonna be like such a, like, I don't know. It's weird to me that anyone knows who I am. I feel like I exist in my own corner of the internet. It tastes like plants. Not in a good way. I'm from Nova Scotia, so I'm a bit of a lobster hat expert. I would say you're #1 lobster hat haver. You know what, Jaden? It's an inaccurate stat, but I'll take it because it makes me feel good. You taught me how to play. That's why I subscribed. Hey, how did I teach you how to play? I was thinking of making chat. I know I shouldn't workshop my video ideas on streams because it feels like, you're here to hear my anecdotes about lobster hats. Not about not about my video ideas. But I want to make like a beginner's guide to Minecraft on console, because in the years since we've stopped focusing on it as like our our main title line, I think a lot of people now come into the console and they're a little bit confused, like what is Bedrock, etc. So I think like making a video explaining it would be pretty cool, alongside like some of the basics that would be useful. The sort of video you can send to your grandma, I guess. Because your grandma has Minecraft on the console. If she's a cool grandma. She's not a cool grandma, I ignore that. Yeah, I mentioned IBX Toycat, my Discord server, and multiple of my friends knew what I was talking about. Yeah, it's weird. This is something I think I should feel more uncomfortable saying. But I think the actual thing that defines whether people know about the channel is nothing to do with Minecraft. And it's almost like a type of person. And, I think, also, Dasher Google specifically lobster roll sushi. The minus sign will filter out sources mentioning sushi. What, Chantal, why are you telling Dasher this? Why have I never known this? That's so useful. Also, that'd be cool. I found this channel looking for a tutorial. Yeah, I think it is the easiest. I think it's the most common way that people find. Because, no one goes out of their way. And again, back in early YouTube, it was so cool when you found a channel that covered something, you were interested in. But now, no one goes out of their way to look for something. It's like, well, unless it is, like a tutorial of some form. So weirdly, do you want to know one of the crazy things? The Ultimate Guide videos always do mid to poorly with my subscribers, which is why I don't make more than one a week if I can avoid it. I think usually like 2 or 3 a month. But then the Ultimate Guide videos do so well with non-subscribers. It's like a stat I can track. The opposite happened with the Vibrant Visuals video. I think it says literally 90 people who haven't subscribed to the channel have even seen it. The rest of the views and watch time are all from people who know the channel or have subscribed to it. Political Compass probably accounts for the personalities of some subscribers. Yeah, I think KP, if you take the Political Compass stuff, you mix it with the things like breaking the Geneva Conventions in Minecraft, then you again mix it. So I'm going to put down some more slabs here. I'll do it during the night when it's easier to not be working on this, and I'm going to bring some water up here, and I'm going to try to. So I'm going to stay awake tonight specifically because I'm hoping that I get lightning to strike, and you can slightly improve your lightning odds. It's dumb that it works this way, but the lightning timer resets every time you sleep, and so if you never sleep, your odds of seeing lightning are really, really low. But if you only sleep once every 3 days, or ideally even less, but I'm just trying to, please don't poison me. Okay, give me these redstones. Let's make some torches, and then we're gonna light up this underneath area. Hopefully that makes a difference. Ooh. Does YouTube tell me how many Russians watch you? I would be interested to know. I bet it can't tell me anymore. I bet they wouldn't want to have told me, and now they probably can't. So okay, it looks like the thing that I said I've messed up so many times before, I just messed up again, chat. So, whoopsie, whoopsie. So that goes there, and then there would be a block here, so we'll just put it on the ground. Perfect. Okay, so now this is slightly lit up. Mobs won't spawn directly around me. Hopefully that makes a difference. Now let's go work on our water up here. Hopefully without getting slimed to death. Okay, all creepered. Guess we're not working on that right now. So, yeah, I think prepare the pigment loot chamber. It says floppy. It's a good idea to work on it a little bit. So I will go do that a little bit if my mob area is... okay. Yeah, I need to chop down these trees when it's daytime. I think that needs to be a high priority activity. Because I'm not going to get any bees if it stays like this anyway. And that is something that is important to me. So that guy has a shovel. Very cool. What about this guy? Okay, so I've got 5 zombies to kill. And then once I do that, I'll be able to... Okay, so let's do it, I guess. Once I've killed... Oh, it's 6 zombies. No, that's 5 zombies. I'm just terrible at counting. But yeah, again, you all know what I'm up to in Minecraft today. I need gold. I need wood oak trees. Those are my 2 guiding principles. And I'm just doing the casual little bits of making that work otherwise. Which is why I can say, I was going to ask why you don't use regular torches, because I don't have regular coal. Sadly. So let's get myself some more carrots. You know, really, these should help me see in the dark. It's you know, one of the craziest facts that is so widely spread. No, not gonna go into it. But it's the fact that like carrots help you see in the dark being a myth. That's such a widely known fact that I'm like I can't even share it anymore. It's such a bummer. But yeah, I do a tutorial on iron farms. Yeah, I think I might have made a tutorial on iron farms at some point. But it's my least favorite farm. I think it's the most game-ruining farm. I'm still not a believer when it comes to it. So yeah, we breed the pigs, and then we do a little bit of waiting, and then we'll breed the pigs again. We want to get enough gold for 2 golden apples, so we need at least 160 pigs in there. But we're going to choose to get, like, 120, and then we'll breed the rest when lightning strikes. Or maybe even 100 would be fine. No, we need to get 110 minimum. Because then we breed all 110, we'd get 55 baby pigs. That's our 160 zombie piglins. Or zombified piglins. Dual Russian accent, you need more Russians. Hello everyone, I am IBX Toycat. I come to you from Kazan. It's major export city in Russia. And my big export to you is love, happiness, and lobster hat. Found only on ibxtoycat.store. Not really. I've been working on some pins. By the way, chat, if you want to know, like, if you want to know, like, a little bit of inside baseball, I've been working on some pins, like some fun Toycat theme pins, for 6 months right now, because I want them to be like good, and I'm like, no, these aren't good yet. And I think I've probably annoyed the guy on the other end substantially. We've got like one of those 150 email, threads, because I'm like, nah, this has to be better, this has to be different. How about this? How about that? But also, yeah, so Sticks Pennywise Alice, I never vote as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't make a difference. I think the one thing I would say to that is if you believe it doesn't make a difference, can you consider that there is a possibility that the reason you think it doesn't make a difference is because people would like you to believe it doesn't make a difference? Because everyone who votes has a potential of changing the power of who is in charge, which is a big thing. And so either you can listen to those people, you can placate them in easy ways. If you're a billionaire or a coal miner or someone, or like a coal mine owner, the only way you'll be placated by your politicians is if they like pledge like, we will make it easier to mine coal, or we will we will take less of your money, or whatever else. If you're an individual, the easiest way to placate your vote is it used to be like a big cultural issue. You'd be like, wow, those other people want your kids to be gay, but now it's like what you just got to say is like, oh yeah, you just don't bother voting. All the parties are the same anyway, man. The parties are literally the same. Democracy's a sham, man. Yeah, that's what all very serious people think. Politicians who go into their spend their life trying to work on it. That's what they think too. They just want the money. It's a bad set of logic, I think. But I also get it. there is a real cost to voting, and if you see that cost, which, you know, your time, your emotional energy, I think it'd be cool. So something I changed my mind on recently. I think it would be cool when you live in a world where people feel like they don't need to vote, not because they're worried it doesn't do anything, but because they're like, yeah, honestly, things are going pretty well right now. I don't need the world to get more, you know, like, you know, liberal. I don't need the world to get more this. Things are pretty great as they are right now. You know, a lot of like, basically the only way to, like, mobilize young voters, you know, people who are otherwise the least likely to vote, recently has been by being like, yeah, we're gonna make some radical change to this thing that really impacts you, be it housing, be it whatever else. And I think that's interesting. So yeah, one of the things that I want to get my hands on, chat, is 4 stacks of hay. Once I've got like a couple stacks, actually I probably do have. I've got 11 hay plus 34 wheat. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making some mud bricks. I think I might just start doing that now. I've got the mud for it, right? I don't know where I put the mud for it, but I definitely have the ability to make the mud for it. Let's go and so let's harvest some more wheat, plant some more of it down too. So this should be a wheat spot. This should be a wheat spot. This probably already is a wheat spot, and we'll make this a wheat spot, and this a wheat spot, and this a wheat spot too. And then I'll harvest both of these. And now we've got a ton of this, which I can use to make at least 44 mud bricks, just for fun. I haven't made these yet, and I want to do things a bit different if we're on our 3rd time anyway, right? So let's do it. 64 mud, 44 wheat. How do we combine these? Let's find out. So first of all, we'll combine items, because too little inventory space. And then I'll put this in there, and then the redstone in there, and now we can make 44 packed mud. So 44 packed mud can become 44 mud bricks. If I want it to be. It's a one-way operation, but I'm gonna do it. Okay. So what I'm thinking, chat, is I'm gonna make the world's most beautiful home, but now all I have to work out is where that most beautiful home will be. I'll start with, like, the simplest. I think I want it to be near the pigs. Even if the pigs might lag me out a little bit, actually. That might cause me some problems. I could put it at the end of that, but then I would never use it. So maybe right here in front of it. If this is 31, and this is 19, I could have my doorstep be the pigs. Maybe the doorstep could be like the... Yeah, we'll have it be like over here. So that off to the side of my house is the big water. Yeah, that seems like a great idea. So internet, are you excited for this? I think instead of war, we should have the country's best Call of Duty players play around. So, you know, I think it's... Also, can you not break this with your fist? I'm going to make a very dumb decision right now, internet, if you can't. This is a whole week going missing if I... Oh, painful. So I'll need a wooden pickaxe if I want to use this for anything. But I think this is where some of the blocks should be. I'll just place them down. Because worst case, it'll look interesting, right? Do you like my mud bricks, internet? I hope you like my mud bricks. I think this can't actually be one of the walls, because I'd have to work off this being one of the sides. So, like, there. I think that's off by 1. Yeah, we'll place our mud bricks down here. And then when we've got enough to make literally 3 more stacks, we can place some more. Pickaxe time. Yeah, I'm gonna actually need my first pickaxe. Isn't that exciting? The correct answer is yes, that is very exciting. And that means I'll also need some more mud, but I can deal with that as I get more hay, because that clearly is the more limiting factor right now. Actually, I should probably start planting more hay. I think just having a nice long row of hay that grows in the background somewhere would be very satisfying to me. Because doing this individually just takes a lot of brain power that maybe I'd be happier not using, you know? So maybe we should just make long rows over here. Just, oh, Wandering Trader! Heck yeah, you distracted me from my own incompetence. Okay, so he can buy my water bucket for 2. And he can sell me sand. Sand is cool, not that good. Firefly bushes, cool, not that good. That also, Cactus, that is huge, internet. Cactus would allow me to get green dye. No, it wasn't. I can't. Cactus is worthless then. Never mind. You are worth nothing to me. I'm now going to punch you a bunch of times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, 1 critical will finish him. So I just have to work out now, chat. Is there any value that can be obtained from him as a person? I'm not going to sell him my water bucket. I'm not going to get any baked potatoes or jacket potatoes, as we know they are called. And I'm not going to buy any of these trades. So yeah, there's literally no reason for him to be around. Let's punch both of these guys, and let's get them to spit over here. You can do it. Spit this way. You should do it. Okay, try that one again. Because the moment he gets spat on by a llama... Oh god, you can do better than this, guys. The moment he gets spat on by a llama, what he does is he drinks an invisibility potion, then he realizes it's safe, and so he undrinks it. There we go, okay. So as soon as he gets his milk bucket out, I'm going for him. Go! No! Oh, okay, no milk bucket, but that's fine. It's unlikely. Still, kind of cool. It worked out mostly. So now I need to take advantage of the fact that it's daytime to do my daytime tasks. One of which is chopping down trees. Put 1 block of mud for the pigs, but they won't use it. Yeah, maybe surrounding the pig pen with some mud would be a cool way to, like, utilize it for something right now. Honestly, I kind of like that. Like, having some extra variety in the world. It means nothing, but in Minecraft, that's important. Is there any benefit to him as a person? Oh god, is there? See, this is why it pays to be an interesting person. You know, if he was telling jokes, if the Wandering Trader was showing up here, like, you know, so what's the scoop with microwaves? They got all these buttons on them, but you only want to press 1. You know, if he was giving me, you know, you just mash the 30 seconds button over and over. Aren't I right, Mr. Toy Cat? Please don't kill me. I'd be like, this guy stays. This guy gets to be in the world forever. And the same is true if you're ever in a hostage situation. You want to be the guy that people like, so that you don't get murdered. I mean, I think there are actually some people who will murder you for being a likable guy. So don't be the most likable guy in the room. I think honestly, being too likable is a big red flag. You know, there's a level of like, oh yeah, I just you know care about people, and there's a level of like I crave everyone's attention. I need your momentary validation, and so I am being nice to you solely so I can get that. Different vibes, you know. Also, deflect llama spit like a gas fireball. It's a fun Bedrock exclusive. I've heard you can do it, but I don't think I've ever done it. So I'll give it a try, Dasher. Thank you for the tip. Also, Holly Naraska says, please don't die and don't forget to sleep. Yeah, every 3 days I'm going to sleep before phantoms spawn. Hopefully I can remember to do that, but that's the plan. I didn't laugh at the microwave joke after the chopping block review. Oh no, it's over for us, internet. Yeah, at Dasher, the guy who started the most popular lobster roll place in London is from Moscow. The burger and lobster guy is from Moscow? Do we, you know, like, do we have to sanction him for that, or do we say, actually, good job leaving Russia? It's the interesting, I think it's the really interesting struggle that people have in, like, the world of, you know, immigration and whatnot, is like, well, are people coming to your country to take something from your country? Or are you taking something from their country? You know, if the burger and lobster guy started, I'll do my Russian pronunciation. And all the way from Moscow to St. Petersburg. This is not Russian. I am yet to take Russian language course. I grow up in small town outside of Kazan. They not speak me Russian much there. But like the I think that was offensive to lots of people who aren't Russians. The interesting thing is, like, you know, the worst bit about the economy that I think messes everyone up. The reason why, you know, because a lot of people, you know, come to my channel, maybe did come from those political compass videos or war crimes in Minecraft, or you know, like, and I think, you know, like extremist ideologies explained to villagers is another classic one. One of the interesting reasons that every ideology gets wonky at the edges is because you have to assume that there is an oppressed and an oppressor, and because it is how we view the world. When my I think the most like basic version of that is like everyone's had a sibling, right? Well, besides only child's, but your lack of a sibling arguably is your oppression because you have to deal with your parents way more. But like if your sibling, have you ever heard of the like parentization of the oldest sibling? It's something I hear about a lot from people who are the oldest sibling. But conversely, have you ever had an older sibling and your parents like get really excited to do stuff for the first time, and then you come around and they're like, "We've already done this and it wasn't as fun as we thought," Also, I think I have another axe. I should start using it. Even just like the classic. One of the things I mention a lot is like, if me and my brother were given an even amount of food, he would finish his really fast and then be like, "Can I have some of yours? It's unfair. You have some and I don't. Surely you should give me some." Like play with my idea of fairness so that he could get more than he deserved. I think it's a only child here. Yeah, I rip to you guys. Sounds like you were raised by Oblivion, really. Gamers rise up. I think that's why every like idea starts to like get broken a little bit around the edges. Is because you have to be like, but if they're getting benefit from this, it's because they're stealing from you. If they are, if for the people, did my brother steal from me? Did he take advantage of me? Or to my brother's perspective, it's like, well, I wanted some. Clearly, I wanted it so bad that I finished it, and then he had some. I think the thing that will teach you this the most is like court, or if you're like a teenage girl, like drama. The court of public opinion will also teach you this. That like actually, usually both sides of the story are pretty compelling to listen to. It's very rare you listen to someone who says, "Oh yeah, I just did the bad thing because I wanted to, why did you steal from the grocery store? Because I wanted groceries and I didn't feel like using my money for groceries because I wanted to use my money for, like McDonald's fries and microtransactions in Minecraft." No one says that. You build a narrative around it, right? You tell the story about how you're doing the right thing because we all love to be right all of the time. And so that's how you know the world where like, oh yeah, you are buying. When I buy this £2 drink from the store, I feel like I'm ripping them off. Like, haha. And the store's like, you paid £2 for a drink you don't even enjoy, man. And the same is true for my lobster hat and everything else. I'm an older sister and I'm a loner. Kids bullied me from my school years, and I learned to stop liking people and to being by myself. Yeah, I think that kind of goes back to my point about like, I think a lot of people will hate the most likable, most charismatic person in the room because you're like, yeah, that's not how you actually are. This is the fakest version of you because it takes if you have to practice who you are, then is that really a person? Also, microtransactions in Minecraft are the best. Yeah, honestly, so chat, the Toy Cats Toolkit, it's coming out on Tuesday. So soon now. It's been like weeks away forever. I'm so excited it's coming soon. Toy Cats Toolkit comes out on Tuesday, and if you're worried about not being able to afford it, don't worry, just steal groceries and use the money you save from stealing groceries to get it. Don't worry, because that's a morally justifiable action. But then you've got to actually say that it's the supermarkets being greedy. They raise prices, which means they must be greedy. There's no other reason you would raise prices besides greed. And so as a result, you are allowed to steal from them morally. I will not take any other questions on this matter. By the way, I never actually properly finished my mob grinder, so let's run over there quickly. I'll probably be too late, but I hopefully at least made a big enough dent here that it's all good. Now I'm going to put some of my cherry wood that I've just harvested into my chest. And tomorrow night I'm going to sleep. But I'm hoping tonight we get some fun to chat. I'm hoping tonight. I'm really hoping. Maybe too optimistically hoping. But yeah, I'm still hoping nonetheless. So now let's get some more carrots. Because I'm going to feed a bunch more pigs. Again, I need 110 fully adult pigs by the time lightning strikes. If I have fewer than that, then I have to repeat this process later. And no one wants to repeat the process later. As someone who's repeated their day 62 3 times, let me tell you, You don't want it. You don't need it. You shouldn't have it. Okay, so that's plenty of carrots. Now we'll get plenty of pigs. Plenty of pigs. Plenty of pigs. Plenty of pigs. Let me out of here. Okay. No. Perfect. So there's a guy trapped in there, but it's not my problem. Now we'll go over to my mob grinder. Which again, it in theory it only works in the night, but it's only going to work in the night if I can actually stop mobs spawning near enough by it. Which I can't do. Look at that. Where did that guy spawn? So that's my first mob that's come through it. I got some free string chat. That's exciting. But how did he possibly spawn down here? I'm guessing it's... Oh, legs. Nice. I'm guessing some of these blocks are partially to blame. So, okay, that's a creeper. Don't want to deal with him. Don't want to deal with him at all. So, I lost all this... The carpet that I had here, very tragically. But let's just place some of that there. How do I keep placing it and it goes nowhere? What am I doing wrong here, Internet? Okay, so now we can use this source block over and over again. Just keep moving it until eventually all of these blocks are covered by water. Then once we've done that, we'll move to the sides. Jenny, I hate loblaws with my whole soul. Wait, I'm going to read this. Jenny says... wait, Jenny, what did you say? Loblaws is called in Canada, inflating grocery prices. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're saying inflating, but it's... I think you are conflating a different behavior. They were caught price fixing. So they went to other supermarkets and they agreed what the price of bread... I want to say bread. But they agreed what the price of certain groceries would be with those other stores, and that's the illegal bit. Raising your prices isn't illegal. But the counterbalance to raising your prices is meant to be that your competition might lower theirs and steal your customers. But if you remove that aspect, it becomes illegal because you remove the only consumer defense that exists. And that is why the loblaws thing is bad. Raising your prices is like, it's annoying. I don't want to raise prices, but it's like if we didn't raise our prices ever, we'd have lots of problems, to say the least. Okay, 8 more cherry trapdoors. Let's get them down. It was both, I think. I think there is a separate scandal in Canada about loblaws, about their prices. Was it the loblaws boycott? I think yeah, I think I'm absolutely fascinated by like Canada's basically anything market, because in general, like Canada, like the UK, has like 4 big banks. Canada, like the UK, has like 4 big supermarkets. But it's interesting because Canada is much closer to its neighbor to the south. And so it's interesting that 2 countries so close together would end up with such different systems in those ways. Makes you question a lot of things. It was both, actually. The bread was a few years ago. They raised their prices during COVID and cited raising costs and couldn't prove any raising costs. Yeah, I think oh, that is interesting. Also, 200% tariff on Toyket's Toolkit. You know, actually... So there's an interesting question, right? There is a 0% chance. I work with an American company, but you know what's interesting? There is a 0% chance I or they pay any tariff. Do you think that's interesting, Internet? That I am about to sell goods in the American market. You know, most goods from the UK have a 10% tariff, I think it is. But me, you know, because you know, it's probably a personal favor from the president, actually exempt from those very same tariffs I just mentioned. So let's move these until we try and get some... I need to get some sources on this side of it. This is very risky to do at night, by the way. I should probably stop. I probably should, but I'm not going to. Okay, so that's got to have made an infinite source by now. No, it has not. Okay, maybe it has. I want to say it has. Here? No, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so we want to get 2 of these next to each other with 1 block in between. So I think this is next to each other with 1 block in between, which means we can now keep rolling it around here. There we go, perfect. And now we're just going to hope we don't get shot by a creeper or blown up by a skeleton. Yep, sticking by those words, and we're good. Tariffs generally only apply to material goods. But isn't that interesting? Because more, like, I think it's the thing people don't realize is that weirdly material goods are becoming... Oh, God. I just got splash... Well, she just splash poisoned herself, but She attempted to splash poison me. So just a few more of these places, and I'll basically have eliminated mobs coming after me. Oh god, that's scary. Oh god, that's scary too. Okay, so let's get the creeper in that. Then let's grab one of these. And if I just place one of these blocks on that very side there, I should be good. I do want to kill the witch just to get a redstone, by the way. A personal favor from a President Putin for your favorite Russian. Is the exemption because of Minecoin somehow? Yeah, no, it's because it's a digital good. So the same is true for YouTube. I work with an American company via their Irish subsidiary. And oh, wow. I can't believe she went for weakness. No! I'm getting away from this. Oh, slowness, actually. So this is going to hurt a lot. I think it's like a dead on. Oh, yeah, I'm so boned, chat. I'm so boned. I'm going to climb into the cherry trees before I get too boned. Okay. If I get down to 2 hearts, I'm not going to do it. But my plan is just to get above the trees, because no mobs can spawn up there. And I can still get some actual work done while I'm trying not to die. Okay, so we'll only eat carrots after things go well. So there's no mobs up here, because mobs can't spawn on leaves. Whew. Respect for you realizing you goofed up what you were saying and stuck with it. Yeah, no, apparently Loblaws also did inflate prices without justification. But again, that isn't actually a crime, right? That's like you know, you are allowed to if you make bad tasting cherry sodas, you're allowed to charge £2 for them. You're allowed to say they're £3 now. You're allowed to say they're £6 now. And the downside is that people will then say, okay, well, I'm not buying your £6 beverage anymore. Obviously, when it comes to, like, essentials, air quotes, it gets messier. But a lot of people, like, I think that's where, in my mind, I genuinely believe that outside of, like, healthcare, and even then, like, essential healthcare, right? Outside of, like, the most essential staying alive and... you know, like some food. You need some food. I think that like a lot of people use the word essential a bit too broadly in there. There are digital goods. Oh, they're digital bads. It's a funny. I think if I'm not mistaken, I love economics. You know, the concept of bads is a real thing. Like, yeah, so as a result, yeah, digital bads. It's anything you buy with Minecoins that isn't Toy Cat's Toolkit. Just as a heads up. But yeah, I think the physical goods world is dying. I think that more and more things that we buy are going to be digital. And I think that's why countries have suddenly become very very protectionist about it. Because when industries start dying, all they want is like that stability that they can still exist a bit longer. It's the same way coal mining was when, like back in like the 60s to the 80s, depending on where you live in the world, maybe it's now. We were genuinely strong believers in this idea that like, you should produce everything. Like if you want to make iron ingots, you don't start by buying the iron from another country. You find your own iron and then you do it from there. But like actually, there are there are other places that are better at coal mining than you. There are places that are better at iron mining than you, etc. And so you should work on the things that you are best at. But like there were hundreds of thousands of coal miners across all of Europe that became unemployed. The same actually happened in the US, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a big political constituency to this day that there are coal miners who want to keep their jobs. And so there are 2 ways you can do that, right? You can either keep the job by like being competitive. I'm going to get poisoned, chat. I don't know how it's going to end up happening to me in the day, but I'm about to get poisoned and I do not like it. To make sure that a harming potion doesn't kill me, I'm going to just eat a few more of these and we're good. For example, a cup of... Oh, it's raining! Okay, chat. Okay, I'm going over right now. So I think it's about a 1 in 6 chance during rain of getting a thunderstorm. Come on, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, it's worth using arrows on her. There we go. But yeah, given that there is a 1 in 6 chance, that means I need to keep my pigs extra bred. Every extra pig that I breed before lightning potentially strikes is an extra gold nugget, which is a 1/9 of a gold ingot, which can make a huge difference. I can't stress to you enough, if I don't get 8 gold nuggets, or 8 gold ingots, everything I've done up till this point just becomes worthless. Appalachia says Daryl. Yeah, that's right. Comparative advantage encourages free trade. Trump doesn't understand tariffs. But that's what I'm saying. So what if in the same way at one point we said, yeah, actually, we don't want to we don't want to do raw mining anymore. We'll just manufacture things. And then we started saying we don't really want to manufacture things. We just want to. What if that's happening to everything that's physical? Like if you really think about it, how many physical things can you buy? Like if you were given infinite money, if you got a credit card that had, let's just say it has a 10,000 limit on one transaction, but you can use that credit card as many times at places as you like. For a little bit, you'll buy things, but you can only fit so many things in your life before they start becoming a burden. Like your third iPhone actually causes you more stress than good in your life, because now what's on which iPhone, and which iPhone do you use when you're going out to... You know, like, it gets really stupid really quickly. It's the same reason, like, I think tablets are dumb. It's like, every time I've owned a tablet, I'm like, okay, it's like my phone, but with a big screen. But I already had a laptop that was doing this. So it's like my laptop with a small screen, or my phone with a big screen, based on what activity I need it for at the time, and then I just stop using the tablet, and then... I don't know where they all go, actually, but I don't have any tablets anymore, so they must... They're all somewhere, apparently. Like, you just get given free tablets all the time. It's a weird thing. I know, old people must like them. But the thing about, like, there are so many physical goods that you just don't need after a certain point. But, you know, give a man, you know, infinite access to microtransactions and, like, give someone, you know, like, I can't, if I had, the Adobe Suite internet, I think my life would be improved. I want to use that Photoshop weird AI tool, but I don't want to pay £72 a month for it. But they think that it's worth £72 a month, and apparently, based on how many sales they get, they're right. The same is true for, like, you know, there's a lot of things that are, like, not real products. They're, like, experiences, or they are, you know, like, you know, like, I think going out to eat is the... If I was given a £10,000 credit card with, like, unlimited transactions... I think I would be going out to, like, okay, let's go to the most expensive restaurant and all the most mundane things. Like I want to try what, you know, like what 20-pound chips taste like, you know. I think I would get to that level real quick. Maybe I'm talking about myself here and I'm juxtaposing putting myself into the global economy. But I think more and more things are digital, and I say that partially as someone who just works in a digital job. I'm selling you a digital good right now, internet. You realize that? Yeah, I'm not getting any money from you directly, unless your name is XG or Mike Bailey or indeed Josh Jones. But or indeed, and now Triggerland Mac. Hey, wait for it. IBX Toycat, if you're a student, Adobe doesn't check, you get the suite for £15. Oh, Adobe definitely checked last time I looked. Also, thank you, Triggerland Mac. Yeah, I used to, when I was editing, I used to pay for Adobe Premiere, and it just, like, there was something about that just made me feel like an idiot. And I didn't like that feeling. I wanted to feel like, oh yeah, I'm paying for software, that's cool, that's what you should do when you are, you know, like, but it's like, no, I felt like I was taking money and burning it, basically. Because, like, no one feels good about giving money to Adobe as a company. No one is like, oh, thank God that they are getting more from me. That is precisely what I needed in this current moment. Which is a shame. Pirating Adobe is morally correct. Oh yeah, the scummy things they do cannot be overstated. How kind of Adobe to encourage sailing the seven seas? Indeed, that is the only way to describe their behavior. I think it is fair to say. Okay, let's go ahead and let's make ourselves a. So if it's raining anyway, it's a good time to start up our big wheat farm. I wanted to, but again, I'm emotionally prepared for it to lightning today, and if it doesn't, I have to sleep tonight, and that sucks. I mean, actually, I'll stay up for as long as I can without getting murdered by a phantom. Like, I'll go underground or something. But yeah, let's just place a whole few row of these. I think we need to put some water over here somewhere, maybe. Yay! Maybe like right there, it would be good. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Let's just place our whole bunch of wheat here. And it's just some bonus wheat that will grow if it grows. If it doesn't grow, it doesn't grow. It's perfectly chill either way, you know? Yeah, that's great. And then we'll also place it in these spots between the carrots back here. Oh, I think these are 4 carrots. They're not between carrots. So just place the spaces, put the carrots in, and it'll make the wheat next to it grow faster. Again, crop rotation seems like such a good idea, but it's actually just no fun. Oh, look at that. I just broke the wrong crop there. Yeah, it seems like a great idea until you have to do this. I just want to harvest a whole row of crops at the same time. You get me? Okay, so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. My friend is being charged $16 to cancel his subscription. To cancel it? Yeah. The Adobe Suite is just... Ugh. And again, it's one of those things where... See, that's an example of, like... To me, like, yeah, the... I think there's, like, some things where... Because I would argue it'd be better if they just raised their prices, you know? Like, rather than having, like, the worst policy on earth to, like, sneak some more money out of you. But actually, there's a level where raising your prices gets you fewer customers. So how do you get more money otherwise? By having, like, the most anti-consumer behavior possible. And that is exactly what Adobe decided on. And it's working out very well for them based on their share prices. Okay, so I've got 51 wheat here. That could make a whole ton more mud bricks. I'm just saying. But yeah, we still have an obligation to keep our pigs bred by keeping them fed. I'm going to have so many levels, I don't even know what to do with them. But now that we've done this, I think we'll go back to chopping some trees. It's only a 1 in 6 chance, so every time we breed the pigs, you know, we've bred them for another while. But I am starting to feel good things, chat. I've got high hopes. Man, you used to be able to get a CD-ROM with Photoshop on it. Yeah. So yeah, it's oh god. I think that's something that everyone should be upset about more, right? I think that's where as a society we get to be like, whoa, what do you mean? Which is why it's so messy that, you know, like, I think that's another one of those examples of like, okay, so have you ever noticed that there are lots of companies that go out of their way to like be seen as doing the right thing? Like they spend a lot of money to make sure that you think that they're a company that does good. And it's interesting because one of the like parts of the social contract that when you exist and do business in a country is like, yeah, if the people of this country hate your business, even if they're happy paying for it, etc., even if under market theory everything's okay, like, you know, you can be regulated out of existence as directly or indirectly as you like, you know, like just raising taxes on you, whatever it may be. But like, your existence kind of relies on people wanting you to exist. But it works a little less clearly with like international companies. Like, you know, YouTube has done some bizarre things. Adobe is the best example. Like, Adobe operates in your country and that they sell things to you. But like, it's really hard to like get them to stop doing what they're doing because it feels justifiable on the surface, but isn't actually. Pirating and distributing things for free feels like Robin Hooding in the modern age. I think you've gone a little bit far on that one, but yeah. Only digital media in physical form is important. If it's just digital, the company can't decide to yoink it from you for fun. You know, I don't want to be a doomer here, but actually, Jaden, digital media only lasts for so long. But this is my real, like, my crisis moment. Is I agree that, like, physical copies are so much better than digital. But then you realize every piece of physical media you own eventually will degrade and not be playable anymore. And that's where I really became like, oh yeah, we are beholden to things. I guess that's why it's good to keep something as a file on a computer somewhere. I mean, I'm not going to do it anymore, okay? I'm not going to do it. Putting alternating rows of carrots and wheat doesn't lose you any speed compared to the current climb design. Oh, it totally does. I guess alternating rows wouldn't lose me any speed. I see what you're saying. That might be better than my plan of like doing every other block in that way. Also, phantoms are going to spawn now, right? So I have to go underground. I'm going to breed some more pigs. Then I'm going to go underground for a bit. Because it's raining, and it's the perfect time for thunder, chat. But there is no thunder. Oh, I'm going to get hit by the zombie. It's so hard to avoid him too. Oh no, chat. This is the worst situation to be in. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start. Oh, okay. It's so hard to get out of here when you can't see this. So I'm going to eat a carrot, and I'm going to just breed as many more as we can get in today. And now phantoms are definitely going to start spawning. I mean, this is probably only my 3rd night without sleeping. So is it after night 3? Or are phantoms going to start spawning right away? I'm not sure I know, to be honest with you. Please don't die. Don't worry, dying is not on my to-do list today. It is very low on the to-do list. It's not... Also, I didn't pick up the redstone from earlier. It's going to have despawned. That's a waste. So, yeah, we're going to hang out in these tunnels because mobs can't come into these tunnels. We'll put up the occasional slab. So that still lets the light in, which is great. And we'll just do that every now and again. And it's a good way of, like, marking where the tunnel is, too. So it's got more uses than I realized. And then we're going to use... I don't have any water, so I can't. I was going to maybe make some mud, because I'm still looking to make mud bricks. But it's chill. We'll just tunnel this way. The underground tunnel can continue. Whew. It's starting 60 minutes after you laid in bed, so starting at 4th night. Is that true? I feel like that feels made up. Also, stop jumping in the pig hole, please. Sorry, I will try my best to stop. Yeah, iPad kids can't read or write, says Daryl. Yeah. You know, I think though, you know, I think there's like a, I think there's a little bit of like generational eliteness in there. Also, how did that creeper get here? That's a really big problem, internet. How do I avoid that creeper? I'm just gonna do this, I guess. Look around, no creeper. Okay, we're great. And we can put a slab there later. Oh, you know, let's just dirt it up. So, yeah, I don't see any phantoms yet, and apparently I'm not going to tonight. So I'll sleep at the very end of tonight, even if it means losing my rain, because actually, we'll just stay through tomorrow too. Chat, I really, really, really want to have gold, because that is half of the job that I need to do. Please, please help me. Yeah, I like the idea of doing rows of wheat and then rows of carrots. Let's do it that way. So this will be a row of wheat. This will be a row of carrots. Oh. You get the idea. And then we'll put some water down over here too. Okay, so grab the bucket and fill it up and put it over here. And then we'll do that with existing rows too. I like that as an idea. It's not that wildly unique of one, but it is a good one. And now I'll just fill up the water bucket again. And I should start placing some of the seeds. Oh, no, that's a carrot. It's fine. I guess I could start replacing the other rows that way. So this row should be a row of wheat, for example. Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's start right now. Even if it's messy. So this is a carrot. Is this a carrot? Okay, let's grab some wheat seeds. And these are all so early in the growth stage that it's entirely fine. And I'll make this one into a wheat row too. And then we'll see if the early and late parts of this actually grow any faster than the ones that don't. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We will get to find out. Okay, so I am out. I've got 24 carrots left. Not out of carrots, I guess. Which means I'm grabbing these now. But no, I'm going to make sure that I grow my own carrots, or I harvest my own carrots to keep my own stash topped up. Because that is important to me. So more carrots, please, and that's actually it, besides down here. Chat, the 1 in 6 chance of getting lightning, more or less, I'm really simplifying it. It looks like it's not occurring today, but that's fine. That's entirely fine. I'm getting the experience, and that's what matters. And so we are going to stay... We'll sleep at the end of tonight if the rain stops. And if the rain continues, we're not going to stop. Do you agree that TNT being allowed in Bedrock would solve all of the world's problems, says Orange Peel? I know I'm a stickler for this one. This is worse than my not thinking piracy is good stance. You know, like it's a necessary evil in some places, not a desirable evil. Like, but, you know, I hate to say it. I really do. I do think that in general, like, you know, cheats are not a desirable outcome. Like, we don't want to have a game filled with cheats. We want to have a game that doesn't need you to have cheats. So TNT duping is solving the problem of gunpowder being a nightmare to get. They should just have a better way to get gunpowder. Maybe your happy ghasts will fetch you some every day or something dumb like that, right? But, you know, like, that's the problem you want to solve. You've jumped straight to the equivalent of a 5-year-old who learns that their parents don't have enough money for them to go on the swing today. So Cat's doing his ignoring important tips thing again. If you just lay in bed, the phantom timer resets without sleeping. That's not true. Is it true? But yeah, it's like, you know, when you're a 5-year-old and you learn your parents don't have enough money for you to go on the cool swing. I don't know, or the fairground ride. And you're like, wow, I wish everyone had unlimited money to solve that problem. And it's like, well, actually, no. What you probably want is for your parents to, you know, if everyone had unlimited money, the swing people are going to be in Ibiza. And then the people in Ibiza aren't going to be there. They're going to be, you know, hanging around on the beach smoking cigars. And then the people at the cigar shop aren't going to be, you know, they're going to be going to fun ground rides that aren't open. Like, it's easy to say, how about, you know, it's easy to take your solution and diagnose backwards into a problem. But actually, I think that, yeah, gunpowder should be easier to get because TNT is really cool. But that's why it's a problem. I think TNT would never be added to Minecraft today. Like, can you imagine if they did? The destruction that you can cause, the griefing that comes into it. The number of people who have probably had their builds ruined by TNT. Hey, it's nighttime's over. So now that the rain timer has just reset, it's probably not coming for a little bit. I'm just going to go to sleep. I think that's the only reasonable thing to do today. Even though we don't need to, but it'll reset this rain timer. And hopefully, with it, reset the thunder timer. Be a good one. I didn't think about it like that. It's just more fun to play in the late game with TNT, and it's such a pain on Bedrock. Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if there was some late game way? Like, imagine if a villager sold TNT, 1 emerald to 1 gunpowder. I mean, I guess the Wandering Trader does, but like, you know, like a real repeatable trader. Then you would be able to set up farms around, you know, you'd actually be able to make gameplay around it. Whereas TNT duping is just, what if I had 1 TNT and I could have 2 TNT? I don't think New Mojang would have had TNT in the Desert Temple. Yeah, honestly, the Desert Temple and the Jungle Temple wouldn't have been made today, right? That's one of the interesting tragedies. Also, does your shirt say super glue? It only says super glue if you've been smelling enough super glue. It says super blue. It was a weird, like modern art museum, I want to say, maybe, in Miami. And I bought a t-shirt because the t-shirts were cheap and they said super blue a bunch of times in a way that was vaguely trippy. And I'm glad that it's having the desired effect. Just like how my lobster hat is hopefully reminding you that lobster rolls are a thing that you should do. You should make a creeper farm still in Bedrock. Yeah, the creeper farm is like messy and it changes a lot. And even then it doesn't have very high drop rates, right? Like for every hour you spend in it, you maybe get like 50 gunpowder, I think. And maybe it's 100. I learned what the rates were and I was like, oh yeah, you've got to run that Bedrock for a while. So, yeah, I think one of the problems of how Mojang is run now is because Minecraft is so successful, any decision they make can be really dangerous. So it takes them a long time to debate about, is this a good idea or not? Whereas, like, the ideas, both the best and the worst old Minecraft ideas were added because it was one guy being like, go on then, I guess. Let's put some TNT in there. Farms aren't fun to make, unlike mining. Yeah, that's why I think that iron mining should get more effective in the late game, and iron farms should not. The existence of the iron farm is a quirk that Mojang couldn't remove, because, like, everyone was upset by it. But if they never made an iron farm, no one would say, Mojang needs to make it so you can kill iron golems en masse. Also, Polly E says, just arrived. Are you identifying as a lobster today? Wait, do I have 2 slices of bread? I'm not identifying as a lobster today, sadly. But yeah, hello everyone. How's it going? Also, mining sand for a bunch of TNT is very tedious. Yeah, that is another point of that. I mean, how much TNT are you using that mining sand is the part that sounds hard? That's the question I need to have an answer to. I'm going to make a ton of redstone torches. I think I need even more than I have right now. And that hopefully will solve my problems. So a redstone torch is a light level of 3, I think, right, chat? Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am. So if I just place a bunch of redstone torches down here, we'll be good. The drop rates for the creep farm is indeed not great, but it can be done if one is looking for gunpowder. Yeah, I guess that's the... I guess we're going to put them on the back wall here. But, like, facing this way, maybe? I guess that won't stop mobs from spawning. Which is one of my concerns. So, if is the light level 3? Okay, redstone torch. Okay, redstone torch has a light level of 7 when lit. Oh, 7 is so high. So 7 means that this is lighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So all we have to do is like light alternating blocks here. And then these two, it's going to be a frustrating problem, but we'll do it. And then maybe like one of these blocks in the middle there. Yeah, I think this was really easy to solve. And then definitely this block here. And then this block here also. And then probably we're going to go in the corner too. And that should remove all the light levels of all the blocks around here in the most efficient, most doable way. Now we fill in the rest with slabs, and no mobs spawn ever again. And we're happy. Yeah, the redstone torch is so much light, chat. So much light. We'll place one over here too, just for fun. Okay, so that was the least scientific way I could have done that, by the way. In fact, I think it's so unscientific, I think I can remove these 2 torches, and I'll place them in my little corridor. Now I'm going to fill in the rest of the blocks of slabs, because honestly, these carpets aren't working for me. And if they're not working for me, then I should remove them. So I'm going to slab it up all the way around there, and all the way around here too. I'm going to remove all of these, and then I'm going to maybe bring it down a level for like here. Because I think being below the mobs is good. So if we have like a little low area, maybe like a 3x3 low area, that should help me just a little bit with killing the mobs. Okay, so while it's still day and there's not mobs in it, let's place the last few water blocks that need to be in there. And then we'll have a functioning mob grinder. But yeah, how are you doing today, Polly E? I hope the answer is wonderful. But yeah, you know, we were talking about iPad babies. And don't get me wrong, like I feel this complaint. It's wild to me. One of the things that really like drives me, that really makes me think like, wow, you know, you are not a real human being if you do this. People who like book flights or, you know, do serious things from their phones. It's like, no. That's not the place for that. You have fundamentally misunderstood something if you think it's acceptable to, you know, book something important on your phone. That's a computer activity. You know, like I distrust anyone who doesn't have that inside of them. But also, I think every generation gets a little bit of like elitism over previous generations. And it happens literally when you're like a 4-year-old. You're like, yeah, 3-year-olds, lame and stupid. 4-year-olds know everything. Or like when you're 7, you're like, oh, but he's 5. 5-year-olds don't get the world like 7-year-olds do. And then you're 18, you're like, I am an adult. You know, and you know, something that really broke me this weekend, chat. I need to mention this because it seared a hole in the middle of my heart. Is I went out for a drink with some friends, and while we were at this place, it got really busy. So it started, and there was just like 10 of us at this place, and when we left, there was like 100. And we noticed that, like, oh yeah, interestingly, like, you know, this place is like, you know, previously this was mostly like, you know, like people our age, but this time it was like a lot of younger people. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then, like, you know, while I'm in a kebab shop next door, because of, obviously. But I was in a kebab shop next door, and someone was like, oh, hey, how's your night going? I was like, oh, yeah, it's going well, thanks for asking. They're like, yeah, you know, problem with this place, you know, you just come from there. Problem with that place is everyone there is like, you know, so fresh 18 or something. And I was like, oh, yeah, you reckon? And they're like, yeah, I'm like much too old for that, you know, I'd rather just be in my local pub having a pint or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And I was like, just out of interest, like, how old are you? And they're like 20. And you're like, and the 18-year-olds are like too young for you? And they're like, yeah. And like, a part of me was just like, oh, that is, nothing will make you feel old as quickly as someone being, you know, like, I think that's the interesting thing about, like, age-based elitism, is there's always someone who is, like, having the same elitism as you, but, like, there's gonna be someone in here who's like, yeah, Gen Alpha is crazy, but, you know, like, I think you're wrong about not booking flights on a laptop. Also, Generac Egal says, I'm Gen Z and still separate some tasks as computer tasks and phone tasks. Yeah, I think more and more there's going to be phone tasks, and then weird, you know, in the same way that old people want telephone banking, there's gonna be like phones for people who, you know, there's gonna be some tasks on a PC only for those people, and I think I'm gonna be one of those last holdouts. But yeah, I think that there are absolutely some tasks that just should not be done on a phone. Like I don't trust an app. In the same way that I trust a website, even though an app is a much more trustworthy thing. You know, one of the crazy things is, like, there's a lot of, like, promos that are like, oh yeah, get £5 off your first order, just download our app. And my instinct, because I've been raised on, you know, like, the internet, is like, so I can just make a bunch of accounts and do it that way. But because it's, you know, app-based, I guess, it's not tied to your IMEI, it's gonna be tied to something. It's very tricky to do. Also, those 23-year-olds are so silly. Me, an intellectual 24-year-old, however, says Dasher. Oh no, I don't want to be the old person who refuses to use my phone. Yeah, it's going to be that way. You're going to be at a business, and they're going to be like, we only have phones. And you're like, can't you please use a real website? Like, I want to use a keyboard and mouse if I'm doing that much typing. And they're like, okay, grandma, typing. Use voice-to-text and ChatGPT like the rest of us. It's going to be what happens to you. I'm on a mailing list for a real estate agent, and all of his links can only be opened on a phone. You try on a PC, and you get redirected to a server output for error page. Yeah, that makes me feel... That doesn't even feel efficient. That feels like active trolling. Okay, so I'm going to make some trapdoors. Just finish these up, because I technically haven't done that yet. The mob grinder is actually going to work this time. It's produced 0 results so far. But I can sense things are going to be different now, internet. I can sense it. So let's make a ton more slabs. And let's get down before I get shot by a... Oh, we're getting glow squids! Chat, this is not at all what I was expecting. It was not what I set this up for. But we just got a bunch of glowing. What do I do with all the glowing? Why? How does that even happen? I genuinely... Can they spawn in, like, non-source blocks? I mean, I guess we're below Y60, so we're in the glowing area. But it's still slightly confusing to me. But I guess maybe a good thing. Maybe a good thing. So, yeah, Elder Millennial, who uses phone apps to book flights, but have to work from my phone lots. Oh, you book flights from your phone? Oh, that's not okay. You don't have, like... Scrolling up and down to check you've got the details right 4 times just does not work. It does not work at all on a phone. It doesn't like I think the crazier one is the lack of autofill. Maybe other people have this and I suck for not. But like autofill makes using a website so much easier than using an app on everything. It's like I don't have to type in like Andrew Andrews. I live at 77. You know, I don't want to type that in every single time. And then like, apps. Okay, you know, actually, no. This is the real thing. I'm doubling down on my boomer rant here. I feel so boomer about enigmatic companies wanting me to download their apps. I hate it so much. I'm not even giving you my email. Yeah, that should be. I want that to be like more socially acceptable to say. Like, no, actually, I am not going to. No matter what you say here, I am not going to give you my email or my phone number and stop acting like that's a normal thing to do what I'm doing. I'm trying to give you money here. Let me give you the money rather than this. I don't know. It's one of those like, that is my most boomer opinion. But yeah, no. The thing that drives me crazy beyond belief, and please tell me someone else agrees with this, is when you're in an app and you're ready, but you just need to check another app for something, like maybe your banking details or something like that, and you go back to the app, and because you left the app temporarily, it's refreshed and it started you again. Uber is the worst for this. They are sinners. They make me want to do terrible things to them. But yeah, if you try to do something on Uber, booking a flight, booking a train, booking whatever, and you get most of the way through, all the way to the very end, it's like, nah, try that one again, mate. And it's like, no, maybe you should try again. It's crazy. The real debate is X-rated video better on your phone or computer. Maybe I'm too young for that, but it feels like a serial killer thing to watch that on your computer. That feels like actively, I think someone should be searching your apartment right now, Orange Peel. Someone needs to get that girl out from under your sink, or in your drains. I don't know where you're keeping them, but I know they're not alive and they haven't been for a long time. So yeah, the only reason a company would give you a discount to download their app is because they're making more money if your data from downloading the app. At least that's my opinion. I think my opinion, again, I spend my life trying to rationalize rather than get angry at things, right? I've made some people angry with that just in this stream alone. So my apologies if this is one of those subjects. But I thought that was my logic for a lot of things at first too. You know, like if a service doesn't cost money, then you are the product. You know, there's some real truth to that. Don't get me wrong, but I think the personal data that they get from you isn't the valuable thing. Or like, it's not valuable to, like, they're creating a category of personal data that they're then collecting. Like, Subway takes the personal data of where are you buying subs, and they're not being like, ooh, Mr. Jones living at 77 Wackaway Road, he buys Subways 4 times a month at £7 each, so we can raise his prices and we can sell the data to you know, we know from the types of subs he's buying that these are the subs most likely to give diarrhea, and so we'll give him a you know, like we'll give that information to this other company. It's like, no, the reason that like the data is so valuable is because if you work at a McDonald's and you sell 1,000 Big Macs a day, you know you're selling to 1,000 different people. And then the next day you sell 1,000 Big Macs, but you have no idea how many of those customers are the same each day. You can work out that you sell more Big Macs on a Saturday, but you might not have the information that you have if you get everyone to sign up for your app, your free Big Mac app, where you get a free Big Mac every 10 Big Macs you buy. If you get everyone to start using that app, you can then start to work out where individual people are. And that data has no value to you as a consumer. Like, you know when you're at McDonald's all the time, and genuinely, you probably assume that they do, even if you don't think about it. Maybe you don't, but like, I feel like, should I make some signs now that I've got some glowy ink? Part of me wants to, but I don't think I will. I'm gonna make some tools and move on with it. But like, yeah, the value is in them working out. Oh yeah, even though we get the most customers on a Sunday, we get the most repeat customers on a Monday. When we run promotions, very few people use those promotions on a Friday. You know, like people aren't very cost sensitive on a Friday, but on a Tuesday, people are cost sensitive. We get 1,000 return customers. Of the 1,000 people who visit on a Tuesday, 800 of them are return customers, and it goes up to 1,200 if we give them a coupon. Whereas giving people a coupon on a Saturday results in no more sales than before. And so, sure, at that point, it becomes information that hurts you and helps you. Because if you weren't going to use a coupon on a Friday anyway, then not really that useful. Don't get me wrong, I support and respect it, but why the hat? Thank you, Gears. That's the correct way to approach that with someone. You know, this is my religious garb. I use it to express myself. I If you've been on these streams before, you'll know that I do talk religiously about lobster rolls. Because they are one of the things that matter most to me in this world. You can tell from casinos' advertised promotions that Tuesday to Wednesday are their slowest days. Oh no, Dan, I think you're a level deeper into that. I think that, so you are a local to, which means you know, like, if I get a really good discount, if I get a free room or $100 of gambling, I'm not going to be able to go to Vegas anyway. Whether it's a Tuesday or a Friday. But if they know that you live in Nevada, if they know you live 40 minutes away from the casino, if they know that they can incentivize your business with those promotions more than my business. I don't get any ads for Tuesday or Wednesday promotions. I just get the occasional ad for, look at this cool steakhouse, or look at this fun new roller coaster we just built. Because like, if you're, for me, to get me to fly all the way out there is such an expense that, like, a $50 voucher isn't going to do anything for me. But if you're already there, the $50 voucher is huge. And so that's another factor of why the data is important, right? Funny Hat's going to be the new weird cup. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, finished work for today now, says Ryan does stuff apparently. Congratulations on finishing work for today. Now, I hope that you have a very blissful, filled day. You should listen to the Minecraft Death Message song. Oh, actually, I want to listen to the new Minecraft music. Let's whack it on, shall we? It's by Amos Reddy, right? It's Amos Roddy, my bad. So let's listen to him. Chat, let me know if you like any of these as they come on. Toycat will start drinking funny drinks out of funny hats. It's the logical progression. No apps can spam me with push notifications. It's the most obnoxious thing ever. Yeah, I wish I could set it to... I mean, I guess actually that is the default now. It used to be such a bad thing. It's the same... Honestly, I feel the same way about junk mail. Like, the amount... I personally am a believer in that, like, the most acceptable places for advertising are where they fund the service that you are using. So ads on a... If the billboard is owned by the highway people and it helps keep the highway going, great. If an ad on the tube or a bus, yeah. Like, I want my bus fare to be lower, and in exchange, I'll give up some of my attention instead. Because I think ads are... I think there are lots of good ads in the world that you actually want. Oh yeah, it's loud. Sorry. Sorry. I hope you're not going deaf. Yeah, Tears Disc is great. Ooh, that's a... I must be the only one who thinks, nah, it's mid. And even saying it's mid is just me being polite right now, if I'm being honest with you. So let's combine our wooden axes together. And then let's switch out to a different wooden axe anyway. Actually, I should combine my shovels too. Yeah, full shovel. I'll donate my entire life salary if Toycat shows up on stream one day with a beer hat. I got one of those hats that you can drink out of before. They're pretty cool, actually. Those hats are not for soda. Maybe I'll bake a casserole and put it in theirs. I don't know what you're responding to there, but you should do that. If you enjoy baking casseroles, you should bake a casserole. That's my hot take. I think I might make these just top slabs. Because then the light will go through to the bottom, right? Yeah, I think that'd be a fun idea. Whether it's a good idea is a different question. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Although we could probably... Nah, this is great. This is wonderful the way it is. And then let's shovel in all of these blocks. And then place our torches back on these. Yeah, I think this worked pretty well last night. But I had too many, like, holes in my plan that I just didn't want to, like, commit to it. Tears is a little annoying to me, but I don't hate it. You don't hate Tears. You know what? Also, what is this song? This is Lily Pad. I think I need to turn it up a tiny bit. I think I went too loud and now I've gone too quiet. Also, I agree with you, Toycat, the new disc is mid. Thank you, thank you. That is the correct opinion. Oh no, yeah, this is still Lily Pad. Yeah, what do you reckon, internet? How are you feeling about Lily Pad? Yeah, personally, I'm not in love with any of the music yet. But I think that's how, like, classics are formed. I mean, like, you don't actually know till it's too late. But yeah. Only, like, one part of Tears. It's the end. Oh, actually, let's see if the YouTube bug is going to wait. Let's see if we... Oh. I don't know how... I don't know how to find out how many views a video has right now, chat. Maybe... some number? Yeah, YouTube's analytics have just broken. So as far as it knows, I have no views. That's concerning, right? Would love to have more than no views. If I could pick a number of views, it would be a positive integer for sure. I like it. It feels like old stuff. You know, I quite enjoy Creator. Oh, Creator is great. Yeah, let's not bring Creator into this discussion. Unless it's a discussion about how great Creator is. An important discussion we need to have from time to time. So, yeah, why are so many slimes spawning right now, chat? Because they're definitely getting out of my designated slime places. I guess this one is because I haven't placed enough water. So let's place some more of it. But then, what about all the other ones? There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Yes, I love not viewing this live stream right now. The music went from the music of the player to the music of the world itself. Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually. That's like a deep one. But a true deep one. So I'm going to take one of these blocks with me. I literally just need a single one. And I'm going to use it to grow a bunch more. And I'll do it in this pit here, because there's already a pit here, right? Yeah, I mean, like, why not? So let's just make some bone meal. And that should be enough of this, but I'll do a few more. There we go. And I'll use the rest just to grow a few random blocks over here. The carrots are already so close to grown anyway. So let's grow them. And let's harvest them. And then let's eat them. But yeah, my YouTube page tells me the newest video has 3,000 views. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's correct. I hope it is. Well, I mean, I hope it's higher. But yeah, I think Lena Rain makes nothing but bangers. She does a bunch of stuff for other game soundtracks too. Wait, didn't I just mine a bunch of... I didn't mine any of it, that's why. Yeah, I do think Minecraft's new soundtrack approach seems to be like asking a bunch of people, do they want some work? And then just going with whoever says yes. Like, I don't, but it could be that, like, you know, they offer Lena Rain 100,000 and she says, nah, I want to do other things, right? That could be the case. Genuinely, I don't know. But it does feel a little bit like it's one of those, like, big corporation moves of, like, yes, we own the music now, and we will pay a fixed rate. And maybe the rate is decent, you know, like they're paying, like, $10,000 a song or something crazy high. But the fact that they have to keep getting new musicians, it's fine, but I also think at some point it becomes not fine. And that is a real concern. Okay, so let's harvest some more of these. Again, all this wheat is going to be turned into some lovely bricks. It's going to make me a lovely house. Looking forward to it. Notch had an incredibly bad way of finding talent. I mean, yeah, there's an interesting... Okay, so let's say, just for the sake of argument, I don't agree with this, that C418 is not a talented musician. Or at least that he's a medium talent musician. That Lena Rain is more talented and that there's way more composers than... Hey, we got a bee! Woohoo! Okay, whoever... Okay, it's real. Bees are real. I've got them. Yes! Bees, 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 bees. Guess what? Okay, so do we need... Okay, we've got 2 bees. We're going to breed them infinitely and work out what to do with that later. Because I've got so many bone meal. Oh, I made white dye. I don't want white dye. So let's make some bone meal. And let's get a ton of these flowers. I can't get a ton of these flowers because there's no space. And I've got no space in my inventory because I've been goofing off for too long. Let's go fix at least one of our problems. But yeah, bees, 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 bees. Bees are real. So what do I need from bees, chat? Besides pollinating my crops faster, what can I do with bees? Although without a fireplace, what can I do with them anyway? How do I... Can you make a bee's nest without honeycomb? So I need 3 honeycomb, and I need to shear them to get their honeycombs. So I have to make a really hard decision on that one. But I think it is a decision I'm going to make. And then, if I make a beehive, how do I get them into the beehive? Candles. Yeah, I've got to do this right, and I don't know how to do it right. So I'm just going to breed a bunch of bees for now, because that's easy and not mess upable. I hope, at least. So we'll put these down here. And some glowing sacks in there too. Actually, we can put the glowing sacks in this. Yeah, we are killing it today, internet. Absolutely killing it. So I don't have a bone pile in here either, but I think I need to work one of those out. Yeah, great. Loot up there. This down there. Space for me to do what I need to do. Dispenser. So I have to shear the bees, and then I have to run away from them a few times. So I need to make sure I have plenty of bees. So we're going to grab one of these. I'm going to place it down over here. And we're just going to get so many oxeye daisies. This is going to be my flower of choice. I don't have any more bone meal, which is fine. Okay, so once we have both bees together, we're going to breed them every reasonable cycle we get. And then eventually we'll get more bees than can live. Okay, there we go. You and you. Go make another baby bee. And we'll just do that too many times. I think actually it makes sense to go and grab our bone meal and really speed up this process. Because if we use, like, I don't know how many flowers it takes, but I bet not that many to get this guy. Okay, more than 9, so actually quite a few to get him to grow up. Take the bees away from their hive. So, I guess I could use the lead to get them away from their hive. Yeah, I'll make a little bee box. How do I make a bee box? Yeah, I guess I'll use slabs, because bees probably can't go through slabs. Should I make a little room in my future house that's got bees? Maybe I should make a little secret bee room in my house. So I've got leads on me right now, right? No, I don't. I'll grab 10 bones, which make it all into bone meal. I need a lot of flowers eventually. We'll get them now. Then I'm going to grab some leads. I have some leads in here somewhere, chat. I don't know where they are, but oh, there's 22 leads in my hotbar. I'm very stupid. Okay, we're going to put the bees in a little box. We'll breed them one more time before we do, of course. But then, yeah, we should be good. So I'll go for yellow flowers now. I like oxeye daisies a bit more, but, you know, this makes the area look a little bit more pretty. And so who am I to say no? Look how many flowers we have, chat. So some over here, too. Really fill it in. This is a cool Bedrock feature, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think you can do it on Java. Could be crazy about that one, though. Just place a ton more red. The red didn't actually make red flowers there. It made just other flowers. There we go. Look at my flower collection, chat. Delightful. Beekeeper Jeff!
Hooray for bees and glow squid.
I'm amazed that we got bees and glow squid today. We didn't get gold or apples. Seemingly. Also, do you like this one, chat? This is broken clocks. I like it. It does have a little bit of a clocky vibe to it, right? So yeah, I think I'm gonna go to sleep to get the bees out sooner. I think that's the move. And then tomorrow we'll lead them over to my house. Like, I'll breed them first so their babies stay near the hive. And then I'll make a little bee place for them. Yeah, and we'll just go to sleep tonight. I think that is my best option. Yeah, let's just go to sleep for the night. Java, the type of flower depends on the block and the biome. You can only grow tulips where tulips are found. I think that actually, that's true when you bone meal the ground. There's a weird logic to it on Bedrock that I've forgotten, but it blew my mind when I first discovered it. So it clearly isn't that important if I've forgotten about it right now. Sadly. Okay. so raw beef. Let's give him an eat. And then, should we give another pig breed round? No, let's not. Let's just get our some flowers into our bees. Kind of annoying to wait for them, but that's okay. Oh, look, they've got honey in there. Until you get a villager, I think your best hope of getting silk touch on a tool is a random zombie dropping a tool with it. Oh, yeah, imagine getting silk touch that way. It is possible, you're right. I didn't even think about it. Is it time to save the world? I only do it between streams. That is my logic, Jeff Kalin. We don't get a save until we are done. That's the logic we use. I like this one. It's my favorite track so far since AG Kitty. Yeah, I really like it too. I think it is my favorite. It's the most distinctive of the ones so far. Again, but it doesn't feel Minecraft. It feels a bit like a... But again, saying it doesn't feel Minecraft is bad criticism, because eventually it will feel Minecraft. Feels like I'm in an indie RPG right now, which can be okay. But yeah, so are they not going to come out again because they've already got their honey made, or how are they going to decide this one? Don't forget, you can build a giant swimming pool and you can fish. Oh, I've already gone fishing. If you'll believe it. I like lily pad. Come on, fellas. You got to get out there eventually. I know you've made your honey. So, chat, genuinely, I need your thoughts on this one. Is it... I'm going to turn down my sim distance before I shear and run. Is it worth making shears? I think not till I've gone through at least 2 more Wandering Traders. If I find the perfect Wandering Trader, and he needs a bucket of water, I could make one. I've got 3 iron. I would feel so silly having sheared it just to get bees for the sake of getting bees. Okay, we got bee number 1. You know, like, until there's something I need from bees, and right now it's just candles, and, you know, it's quality of life stuff. I think I couldn't feel good. Okay, there we go. So now we'll breed him with his child. And now they'll pop out a child of their own. And then we'll take these guys via lead all the way home. So I'll use my flower just to get him close. And then lead. And where's the other guy? For some reason, the lead comes out of the top of your head right now. Okay, now we take these guys all the way with us. This is super cute, by the way. Look at this. Isn't this just adorable? Bees coming on a little lead with me. And we can put them in like an underground box. Yeah, an underground box is the most logical type of box. So I'll bring him over here. And then I'll put like some slabs between me and them. Maybe trapdoors. No, I think slabs. Trapdoors on one side, slabs on the other. Or just all slabs, I'm not sure. So I need to get them both in here. There we go, please, and thank you. And can you keep coming, please? This way, yeah. And yeah, I guess we'll just go a little bit. I mean, I guess this is actually fine. If we just put if we put a wall over here somewhere behind them. Okay, so we put them in this little space. And we put a, oh no, okay, no, come back this way. Come back this way. And then we put up our slabs. Okay, this is trickier than I thought. Okay, go. Can they get out of that, chat? I would bet not. So now, I should go in there and get those leads, but I think 20 leads is just fine. And now I've got 2 bees that are safe. So even if I do goof up everything, it's going to be just fine. Yeah, and they'll come right over here if I give them flowers. And so I can breed them a baby, but the baby's just going to go loose, I think, because I think the child will fit through this gap. Yeah, I have to grow that up real quick. No. In there. Go back. Please not this way. No. Okay. Now there's just a wild bee in the world, but that's fun. He can do his stuff. So now that means that if I punch bees on the other side of my world, these guys will survive them, and I'm not going to be boned. They are those bees are living in the nuclear shelter, so that in, you know, case of bee apocalypse, they will survive. I guess bee apocalypse, not apocalypse. But yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully it works. What do they do to be imprisoned? Oh, no, they're not imprisoned. They're the future of our society. Oh, here we go. Tears, chat. Like, you know, it's not that it's bad, it's just kind of generic. I sometimes think that, like, if you don't enjoy something, maybe it's just a sign you're jaded, you know? Maybe me not liking this music is just, hey, it's a wandering trader. No deeper introspection required. Okay, if he sells me an oak sampling and he only takes water buckets, I'm gonna feel so vindicated. Oh, he buys water bottles, chat. So I'm gonna have to sell him at least one. I think I should sell him both. Okay, so first of all, we'll sell him the hay bales. No question about that. Okay, trade. So we now have 3 emeralds, and we could buy pale hanging moss or cherry logs or kelp or podser. We don't need any of those things though. But I can get up to 5 emeralds right now, chat. And then all I have to do is... Oh, I can't drink the potion of instant health. If the next guy has oak saplings, I would feel so silly. I don't mean... Chat, what do I do? What do I do? What do you... So if I kill him... sorry, if I trade with him, I'll have 5 emeralds. And no matter what, if I get that oak sapling trade, I can buy it. Because the next guy could take fermented spiderite or potatoes, 2 things I can't sell, and so I will never get those emeralds. It's hard. Reminds me of the 90s rave. Come down. I hope that you don't come down anytime too soon. Secure the emeralds now. Yeah, I like your thinking, Brian Harshman. You know, like, minimize potential worst case scenario, but then I can't make more mud. So maybe I should make all the mud that I could conceivably want to make for a bit, and then secure the emeralds now. I think that's probably the move. Yeah, I think that's got to be the move. Secure the emeralds now. I mean, secure the mud that I need now. Oh, you can't do it with... It's such a dumb thing that you can't do it with this. But yeah, we'll go back through it. We'll give it a second listen. So I hope this won't get you a strike. Yeah, that's a good point. No, it's like super old school, like Newgrounds music. I hope those people aren't striking out on YouTube. If they are, then the stream just lost 40 seconds for anyone in the VOD. Confuse everyone by playing Minecraft by having Mario Kart music. Oh no, that does get you a strike. You can only play Nintendo music while you're watching Nintendo. With the weird exception being YouTube Shorts. Which is risky if you think about it. Like, quite a few YouTubers take that risk of putting, like, Mario Odyssey music under their Minecraft. Please tie the bees to a crop fence post. Oh, that'd be clever, wouldn't it? Rather than just trapping them in a cage. Well, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll get some more bees to tie to that. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we're making as much mud as I could conceivably ever want. Yeah, okay. It's taken some time, internet. But hopefully this makes me enough mud bricks. You know, that I can make my whole house thing just great tomorrow. I mean, like, I think wheat will be the limiting factor. So let's sell them, chat. I'm gonna make that risk right now. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna sell my water bottles to the man because I think the odds of getting an oak sapling are low, but it would break my heart if I couldn't actually trade for one if I got one. So now let's punch the guy to death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now we go for one more hit. Oh, okay, that was weird. So we have to wait till he drinks a milk bucket, but he's not going to because it's late. Oh no, that's him drinking a milk bucket, right? No, that's his lead. So I just have to come back to him in the morning and hope that he's still alive. I guess I could just sleep and make it morning for him. Yeah, I want to stay up for quite a few nights. But right now, this is an important one. I've got a chance of getting another bucket. Having 2 buckets would be cool. It's not actually that necessary though, so like, but I'll go for it. It's a waste not to. I mean, if I just turn down my simulation distance and then not come near here again, we'll be fine. So I'll turn my sim distance back down to 4. Advanced. 4 chunks. And then if I go on the other side of my world, there's a 0% chance he dies tonight. And when I do come back, he should definitely be in one piece. That's the hope. Let's hope it matches reality. Also deflect the spit. Oh yeah, true, Dasher. In the morning, I'll deflect the spit. I think it was a good trade. You get more bottles from fishing/witches. Yeah, I'm hoping that I get some more bottles. It is worth doing, even though it pains me. I've now got 5 emeralds, which, even if it means I buy moss and stuff later, like, having more emeralds is more power, whereas I know I'm going to get more water bottles, so it's just, you know, a part of me is like, but what if it goes horribly wrong? You know, what if I really desperately need that, and I'm just thinking to myself, why did I do this? So this chunk starts at 112, which means it goes out to Y128, which is actually this block right here. So I need to build around it. Oh, just like so. Doing a great job so far. And then we'll do the same over here. Just place one of those. And that should mostly keep the mobs contained. Okay, so it's mob grinder time again. Or at least place some slabs around the mob grinder time. Because it's still... How did you get here? You probably got here from the outside, to be fair, actually. So that shovel might have Silk Touch on. And if it does, there are some blocks I can get. Oh, God, he can do a lot of damage because he's... Right. He's got a shovel. That is a melee weapon. He is doing more damage than I would like. So, Kat, have you heard about Bedrock tweaks? What is Bedrock tweaks? I mean, there's your way of getting my answer of no. I have not heard about it. Oh, so bad dealing with mobs sometimes. So if he hurts me again, I'm probably dead. Let's make sure he can't hurt me again. Okay, nothing good. Just pain. So what is that skeleton running towards? Nothing important. Don't die. Thank you, Chantal. Good advice. We'll keep it in my mind and my heart. Dearly and sincerely. So now let's place more slabs up into this corner. And then also over this whole next area. Invest iron in a shield. Oh no, I think it's a bucket or it's shears. The shield seems important. But right now I can't be wasting iron on something that will just die. To be fair, it might save my life. But what's the point of being alive if you feel like you wasted your life? That's a bit of an emo message. Okay, so yeah, mobs are spawning on these slabs somehow, right? How else would they have gotten here? Like, he's right there. Okay, let's see if this guy came from above. Oh, no, I'm dying, chat. Oh, okay, thanks. I'll follow that advice. I don't know why I'm dying. Just know that I am, and that I would like not to. Yeah, I like this song, chat. This is a good one. But yeah, it's crazy. The summer drop is coming out so soon, right? I think also protection free. Ooh. Yes, please. So yeah, the summer drop coming so soon is such an interesting one. A shield can take 320 hits, so it's a good investment. But what happens when those hits are up? I think I've got to really work out, do I want anything besides a bucket and shears? If so, yeah, investing in a shield on my next ingot would make sense. If not, it's a dumb investment. But I don't actually know. It's a tricky one to work out. That's for sure. So yeah, harvesting carrots has gone a lot easier now. I do think this row thing is, gonna have to be the way forwards. Perfectly happy with that. Okay, so, woohoo, party time, pal girl. Also, I cleaned the sink, so I'm done cleaning the bathroom. Cleaning a sink makes a bathroom feel so much better. You know, okay, this is can I give some weird advice, chat? There are things that you enjoy that you don't know that you enjoy, and some of those things are things that probably feel contrary to your values. having like a clean, having a clean sink, when, you know, like, it took me like 3 years after moving out to like actually sit down and like work out how to perfectly clean a sink. But like having it like be shiny is like, oh, this feels good. You know, like no one wants to clean a sink, but everyone likes having a clean sink. And you might like having a clean sink more than you dislike having to clean because you want to spend time doing fun things, right? And that's really silly advice. But like that's why you've got to like try everything at least once, including cleaning your sink. Even if you don't own a place. I think there's all sorts of like working out. I think especially if you have like no nonsense parents, you know, they might be like, yeah, why do I have to do this task? Because you live under my roof and you follow my rules, damn it. You know, like you get that sort of parent commonly. Yeah, but the problem with that type of parent is that you don't learn like, oh, there are tasks I enjoy doing and tasks I less enjoy doing. If no one else can do the tasks I less enjoy doing, they must be done. Instead you just think, oh yeah, all tasks suck and I must therefore do them. Best way to have a clean sink is never use it. Oh, that's a $1 billion tip right there, Jeff Shannon. If you want a clean sink but you don't like cleaning it, don't use the sink. The sink is such a dumb receptacle anyway. Like, you can, like, I think that the toilet, the sink, and the shower being 3 separate appliances, it's dumb. We could easily have 2. Honestly, we could have 1. Just have a shower. Oh no, I guess the shower. You'd have to have like you'd have to have a poop bucket too, I guess. Oh, it's raining! Okay, you need 2 of those appliances. I think the shower and the toilet. Get one of those sinks that builds into your toilet. Boom, you've just got rid of a whole appliance. Or if you still have the sink, leave it immaculately clean and think to yourself, ooh, what a nice sink I have. So I think it might lightning soon, so I'm going to breed a bunch of pigs on the off chance that it does, so that I get more lightning. Chat, this might be our moment. This might be moment. Please don't poop in the shower. You can poop in the shower. No, one of my worst things ever is pooping in a shower, and I'm joking. I'm reserving the right to not tell this story. It is just a joke. All things said on this channel are not legally admissible evidence. It is all said for entertainment purposes only. So how's the weather, chat? You have any good food recently? I had a tasty salad for dinner tonight. I had a problem. I was craving like a very particular like pickly chickpea salad. If you live in London, they do it at a place called Farmer J. It's a very good place. But it created a problem for me because I just had salad for dinner. I'm really bad at knowing that like by the time I finished, it's not actually a salad, like, you know, mayonnaise covered in everything. But by the time I was finished eating it, I was like, I think I need carbs now, or I need something to make me feel full. Because I've eaten so much food, but I don't feel satisfied. Do you see that, by the way? That was strange. I think I'm going to stop feeding pigs until something else happens. The game isn't lagging crazy yet, but it can't be far off the horizon, and so I want to make sure it doesn't happen. I think you've told that story before, says Polly E. I have told it for entertainment purposes. It has no bearing on real events. Yeah, I think everyone has a time where they poop in the shower and they go, oh, there is a reason we do not encourage this. It's a common experience. It happens to us all. But yeah, it's Kai says, why did you stop the Reviewing a Realm series? I didn't stop making it, you stopped watching it. I made one literally 3 weeks ago. And you didn't watch it. You're terrible. Why would you do that to me? You know I rely on your views for a living. You know, I sentence you to having to poop in the shower. I sentence you to having to do it. You have to do it at least once now to apologize for that. Thank you for being a member for 20 months, by the way. Okay, so let's place this there. So Cat getting a little too comfortable with our parasocial relationship, says Lena Wilhelm. Yep. I mean, or I am an entertainer and I make up stories for fun. You know, who's to say? You ever realize that every story you've ever heard You know how I mentioned before, like, there's, like, knowledge that is powerful, that gets shared not because it is true, but because it is shareable? Maybe that's what I just did there. You know, who's to say? Who is to say? So I'm gonna go get some more bees. I'm gonna breed my bees that I have right now. There's a guy, actually wait, let's tie that guy, this random guy here, let's tie him to a fence. Just to make sure that my crops grow a bit faster. Oh, he's already put himself there, it's perfect. So I'll just tie him to there. And now he has to go and pollinate those crops. What else can he do all day? Nothing, I tell you. Yeah, you live a good life, you. Will I watch all your videos, says Game Guy? Game Guy, if you're such a Toy Cat fan, then what video did I upload last Monday? I don't know the answer to that question. I'm a fake Toy Cat fan. I said that you'd have poop in the shower. Thank you for being a member for 20 months. I can't. I didn't realize the reason I was getting his message was because he was a member for so long. I'm unsentencing you to your shower poop now. Yeah, thank God. This will be a stream. We'll probably die, statistically speaking. So no one will ever see this or question any of it, I hope. Okay, so... Oh, mud. Let's go digging. Actually, if we're in the daytime, we shouldn't be underground. We deserve better than underground digging. He has to reach a flower to start pollinating. Pollinating is done by particles. Oh, okay, you know. Let's place a flower right here. Okay, go. Get yourself some of this. Okay, is he gonna do it? Hey, he is. Hey, look at this. My guy. Oh, my bee. Oh, my controller died. He's gonna take a long time doing that, huh? Oh, my wandering trader chat. Okay, is he alive? Statistics say no. But here he is, proving that wrong anyway. One of his llamas has died, but that's not my problem. So drink that, and then drink a milk bucket. Go! Okay, you didn't drop anything. So I'm gonna try and fire the spit back at the llama. Yeah, I did it, chat. This is a very stupid Bedrock exclusive. This is very stupid, but I love it. Okay, so I'm liking how it's going so far. Oh, one more. Yeah, this is the dumbest way to kill a llama. No, he's given up on me though. Probably for the best. Only non-members can be sentenced to pooping in the shower. Yeah, it's true. If you're a member, you know, I'm a believer. My most radical belief, chat, is I think legitimately speaking, there are lots of crimes where if you find some, I know that we say like, well, a fine is just, you know, says you can do it if you're rich. But like, we are in a serious, like, especially in the public realm, we're in like a money crisis. So like, you know, if we say to someone, look, I know that you shouldn't have killed those 23 people, but, you know, give us some money and promise to never do it again, and you'll be great. You know, would that not be a fine system? It would be a fine system. You can't argue with that. It'd be a very, very strong fine system. But yeah, I think therefore, for having paid your Toy Cat tax, you get exemption from shower pooping duty. I'm sorry. If you think that's unegalitarian, then I would argue that, you know, paying your taxes and having to poop in the shower is just too much. I'm sorry. I think that you've paid your duty. I love this game. How fast is that spit going to keep going in a straight line? Oh, that's an interesting question, Wordfish Trombone. Wordfish Trombone, where did you get your username? I've read enough of your messages now, just being like, well, that's fun, but I should do it. I'm a lobster roll member, so I get to poop in offenders' showers. Oh yeah, that would be the real punishment for like extra level crimes, for like, you know, for the real I don't get it stuff. Like I think if you are the person who plays TikToks on the bus, or the train, even worse. You know, if you're on the bus, I can at least see your thinking of like, well, you know, if the bus If the bus is going to be so slow, then I'm going to treat it like it's my living room. Because if the bus isn't respecting me, I don't have to respect the bus. Incorrect opinion, but I get it. But the train, this is where people go to work, you know? This is where people go to, you know, fun events. This is the way that people get around that makes them go, I won't use my car today. And so for every person on the train that you alienate with your TikTok, you're probably hurting the environment. I would argue you're basically killing planet Earth by listening to a TikTok there. I think someone should come into your shower. I think, you know what? Ryan has volunteered to do this, and they should poop in your shower. You should smell poop in your drain and be like, how did that get there? That's my opinion. Also, Tom Watts has an album called Swordfish Trombone. I was writing a lot and playing the trombone, and I made my YouTube account. Oh, awesome. Also, Matthew Broderick, the guy from Fellow Critters, guy out, killed a guy and didn't go to jail. See, dazed and confused. I want to hear that he paid a hefty fine for that, though, right? Because if you think about it, like also, I think I want to breed bees. Do you see any bees? I'm going to stay here until I breed the bees, because I want to put some bees near that as well. Do you think we'll get to episode 6 today, or 5.87? We're going to run out of fractions eventually, Foster F. That is our problem. Our biggest problem, I might add. I like this part of the song. Yeah, I like this part too. I'll be honest with you. It's very, very vibey. More bees? Did I get more bees? No, it's the same nest. I think I'd like to get more bees. 5.9999 repeating. No, I genuinely, I don't think I'm doing this anymore. If I die today, chat, then I'm gonna start a new hardcore series on like the water world or something. Like I'm out if this doesn't work. I'm just not again, you know. Duty or duty. Also, I don't have TikTok. Do I get punished? You know, that's good. I am a strong believer. This is I think this is a belief I can't defend, but I believe in it so strongly anyway. I think that if you are on TikTok, no, without offense, TikTok is like doing a little bit of, you know, like, you know, crack or whatever in the morning. Like it's a bad thing you're doing for yourself and those around you. YouTube Shorts is like if you take, you know, your prescribed medicine, you know, a little bit of like meth light, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's out there, you know, you got to do a little bit. It's like, it's the difference between drinking, you know, a bottle of whiskey or having a glass of wine. I think ideally you shouldn't be doing either, but I think I'm gonna, you know, trust you less to not poop in my shower if you're drinking the glass of wine. The whiskey guy might be more fun to be around in some settings, but you know he's not gonna have informed opinions on the world. So what song is this one? I like it too. I think this is Tears, right? Yeah, this is Tears. It was a good time. Okay, so now let's go to the full list of Lena Raine songs. Now you can listen to them by comparison. Okay, we're back in here. Sorry about that. Did you ever get to visit Cardiff? It's something you said you wanted to do months ago. No, it's really annoying. I didn't even realize because I'm stupid and didn't understand geography. I've got a family member. I really, it's probably one of my favorite family members. But I was mentioning they were like, oh yeah, if you want to meet, just invite me hiking. I'm down. You know, like that's how we're gonna do it. I really want to go do more outdoor stuff. And I was like, awesome. Okay, so I'm looking to go near near Cardiff, like the South Wales area. And they're like, how's North Wales? All the hikes I want to do are in North Wales. And I was like, okay, I've been to North Wales, but I'll do it. You know, if you've got so much interest in going. And then I realized, internet, as I put in directions after we'd already agreed, it's like, wait a minute, they live right next to North Wales, and it's like a 5-hour journey for me. Because with the most broad description of the UK I can give you possible, North and South Wales aren't connected to each other. North Wales is connected to North England. South Wales is connected to like the west of London, basically, like by a couple of hours, or like the west of England, I guess you could say. But it means that like going from North to South Wales, you would leave Wales and go out there, and so it's like it's hours to get from one side to the other, even though it's quite a small country. And so, you know, I was like, no, you didn't want to go because it was the best. You wanted to go because you could get it done in a day, but it's a 5-hour drive for me. I'm just kidding. I'm not that bitter about it. But I wish I'd realized. It's one of those weird things. I think, like, knowing it off the bat, you know, it's not in any way disrespectful. I think, like, it's very normal that people learn more things that are near them that they would like to do than things that are not. But you do feel a bit tricked if you don't know until afterwards, right? But also, I don't know how you would ever tell someone, like, this is a thing that is close to me, by the way. Maybe this is, like, the most me problem in the world. I like traveling and all that, but there's, like, a max to it. You posted 5 hours of Vibrant Visuals gameplay to relax to. I should play my video for the drive. It'll be good. No, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna stop a bunch of times, which actually will make the drive substantially longer, but it'll make it feel like I'm going to like 5 places, because it's not often I get to go via all those things. So I'm thinking of maybe making a stop in, you know, like Leicester or Nottingham. Maybe make a stop in. I've always wanted to visit Cheshire. I've never been. I've been to Manchester and Liverpool. Been to Wales. Never been to the bit in between them. The lovely Never. Yeah, this does feel too Never music-y. I guess they're all gonna feel Never music-y. Okay, so let's go to our overworld music just to make it feel less weird. How do you feel about this one, chat? Also, we're still waiting for lightning to strike. Doesn't look like we're having great odds on it, but I'll breed a few pigs just in case. Literally any amount of pig breeding might make the difference, so it's worth doing. That sounds so wrong. I looked on a map and Wales is all connected to itself, so what am I missing? Type in directions from like Cardiff to I don't know, like Holyhead, or Cardiff to Wrexham. I'm sure it won't be an entirely inside Wales trip. If I'm not mistaken, there's no motorway in Wales. Or there's one motorway in Wales, and it's like for like 100 miles to connect Cardiff to Bristol. I don't know. It goes straight into England is my point, and it's like the tiniest bit of it. It's the same with their trains. There's one train that goes up and down Wales, and you wouldn't want to take it. I mean, I wouldn't want to take it. I'm not the boss of you. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot this guy a bunch of times, and he's gonna drop one of those potion bottles. Go! Yay! He did! Ha! Chat! It was the right decision! I nailed my decision to sell that guy the 2 bottles. Thank you for helping me make it, chat. But yeah, if we don't have lightning by the time this rain is over, we can at least say we made it to part 6, but like in the saddest way possible, you know? So hopefully that's not the way we make it there. Oh, I like this one a lot. The motorway is the M4. Yeah, the M4. I think that goes all the way into London. But it's the one motorway in Wales. There's no north-south. Because everyone in Wales lives in the north or the south. Which, I mean, is also true for England, really. Like, everyone lives in the north or the south, and then... No, but I guess a bunch of people live in the Midlands. Like, proportionally, not very many, but it's a big enough country that it's still a decent number. And then in Scotland, everyone lives in the east or the west. Or the southeast and the southwest. It's like normal, I think, for people to... What's the word? Agglomerate? Agglomerate? Aggregate? Agglomerate? You know, it's one of those words. So I'm going to have to make a quick crafting table. And put it in the wall over here. I think I already had a crafting table in the wall, but let's just make it. So I can make a sword. So I can kill this witch and get more redstone. Go, 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 go! Come on, drop that! Oh, okay. It'd be cool if I got a second bottle. Very validating. I know that one, a Jagged Peak exclusive track. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. So I've got plenty of redstone dust now. Actually, enough that I'm going to make some more torches. Because I'm going underground. I think that's just the move. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. So we'll just place a few more of these, because there are some big gaps between them. And And we'll start shoveling some more. Although my shovel's going to run out very soon. Well, that was a good... Okay, I've got another shovel. It's fine. Let's pick up some more dirt, because it seems like I'm always using dirt for something or other. If you want to go for the middle of Wales, it's just a bunch of back roads. That might actually be more fun in its own way, then. Honestly. Maybe I should go via Cardiff. Yeah, I think like again, I just got a brand new car, chat. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. It's kind of cool, but also it's scary, chat. I know this is the dumbest thing, and like it's not how normal people do, but you know, bear in mind I learned to drive like 3 years ago, and not because I needed to drive in the country that I live, solely to drive in another country. So to this day, I think most of the driving I've done has been in America, like yeah, mostly America. A little bit of Canada, a little bit of Italy, some amount in the UK, you know, renting a car. But like most of the driving that I've done by like distance has been in America. And so for me, a car is like, oh yeah, I can like go to a supermarket every now and then if I want to, or Costco, or on a road trip like this 4 or 5 times a year without having to worry about way overpaying, because in the summer, renting a car gets so expensive. It's like the one dumb thing is I wasn't able to travel during the summer because rental cars would be expensive. It's really cheap to rent a car in the winter. Really expensive in the summer because everyone wants to rent a car in the summer and no one wants to in the winter. Some could call that supply and demand, but I'm going to call it price gouging because I am bitter. Anyway, oh, it stopped raining. Chat, got some bad news for you. Got some bad news for me. Got some bad news for everyone in between. It looks as though we are ending today without a big win. It's a big win in the sense that I've got all this mud that's going to become... In fact, let's grab more mud and then put free mud back. It's going to be a big win in the sense that I've got all these packed mud blocks that are now packed mud bricks. Yeah, look at this pile we've got here. But it's a bad day in the sense that I did it. It's a good day in that I finished it in one piece. If I don't die while I'm giving you this little outro. But sadly, despite all the goodness, so this is definitely going to have to go in there too. I got my first glowstone too. Despite all the goodness, I do not have an oak sapling. I've got 5 emeralds, which is great news. And I do not have any gold. And until we get lightning, it looks like that's not happening. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sleep. And on the dawn of day 68, you'll see me in Super Flat Core Part 7. And it'll be real Part 7 because I didn't die today. Woo, let's celebrate by doing something risky. Okay, so let's fill up this bucket with water. Let's go real high up. And then let's celebrate by doing a nice trustful of ourselves, shall we? Also, wait, we need to breed these. Okay, so I'm just going to take a bunch of these. You are going to have to grow up so that you can do a little bit of helpful incest with me, please. Okay, so come on. No, come back. Okay, then we breed you, and we breed you. And we take one of the parents over to my farm. I know I just said goodbye, but I'm bad at goodbye, apparently. Welcome to the internet. Now you know. So then I'm going to tie this guy, and I'm going to put him over here. I'll put him in a different section, but I'll later move him. But yeah, second B, chat. Oh, there we go. Yeah, second B. And we can slowly just keep dragging them over here. And next time we'll work out, do we want honey? It's going to be great. Oh, and also, we're going to be building a house next time. Chat, it's going to be great. When is the next live stream, though? Says Lord Tuna Boat. Likely next Monday. Let me think. I'm going to choose to take tomorrow off. No, the Q&A is not done yet. Likely on Monday. But we'll see. It's the answer everyone likes to hear. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. Just remember, I'm an untrustworthy YouTuber. I did say goodbye and I didn't leave. Who's to say what else I'm lying about? Every and all story you didn't like. You know, I'm not even a real lobster. I have a real head under here. If you want to know, this is actually a lobster cap. It like ties on that way. I think I might wear this out the next time I have a social engagement. But yeah, it's Bank Holiday Monday. Oh, Bank Holiday stream vibes. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm such an anti-bank holiday person. Like, bank holidays are my best time to not go out in public. Because everyone else is going out in public. It's like renting a car in the summer. You don't want to do it if everyone else is doing it. Terrible people. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you on Monday. But I won't commit to that. It might be Tuesday. Or I might just randomly see you on Sunday. But I'll see you when I see you, and hopefully that'll be soon. If you haven't watched today's editor mode video, or yesterday's vibrant visuals video, you might enjoy doing that. You might.